Come get lost with me. Come get lost with me. Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again. Just run away with me, darling. We'll get real lost. We'll get real lost again.
At the end to get third. Fjellberg looks like he'll get fourth. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. It is time for round 14 tonight of MotoOption Supercross in Atlanta Motor Speedway for the second time in 2 weeks. We'll have another round next week in Atlanta Motor Speedway again, and then those final 2 rounds in Salt Lake City. But we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of this championship. There are only 4 rounds left, and this 450 championship is intense. Hello, everyone, again. I'm Kellen Brower here in the booth here for Start Your Assistance tonight, bringing you guys the action here from round 14, and we have got a great race on hand here tonight. Everybody's getting their qualifying done. We're getting the gates ready to load up, so let's take a look at a couple things. First of all, looking at that season schedule to get an idea where we are, obviously, right now, into that second round at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then we'll wrap it up next week for the West guys pretty much at that point. on April 21st, Atlanta Motor Speedway again. And then April 28th, the first of 2 Salt Lake City rounds. We'll be back racing the East guys again. So we'll see, Colby Eagland, Jacob Hubbard back out there again racing. And then that East-West showdown on May 5th in Salt Lake City. The final 4 rounds of the 450 class, though, on hand to start right now and take us all the way through the end of April and into early May for that championship deciding round on May 5th in Rice-Eccles Stadium. We're very, very excited about that one. Let's take a look at the times here tonight, though, and start off with our 450 class. Let's get a quick refresh and take a look. It looks like Alexis Leclerc has topped the timesheets again, though. Jack Haley right on his heels with Bryce Wheelan, Jacob Hubbard, and Braden Carter in the mix. Carter having a very rough week last week, finishing 15th and losing a lot of points, laying right there in 6th. So pretty much all of your championship hopefuls right up there in the mix. Only looks like Wheelan and Hubbard kind of playing spoiler there between these guys. We take a look at our 250 West guys, though. Jaden Wilson to the top of the board tonight, a 136.5, almost, actually is a full second faster there than Payson Johnson on a 137.5. Tomic, Wofford, and Rogers round out your top 5 in this class, and definitely some close times mixed in from that P3 down to about P11 spot. Everybody kind of separated by less than 2 seconds on this very, very long racetrack, but we know the gist of Atlanta Motor Speedway. We saw it raced here last week as well, and then obviously the real life Supercross has been going on. But look at these 450 standings. This is going to get intense down the stretch. Leclerc picking up the win last week. Carter finishing 15th has completely flipped this championship around again, and now just a 12-point gap between Carter and Leclerc. But look at that all the way down to Lang. Only 20 points separate your championship leader and 4th in the standings with 4 rounds to go. This is going to get absolutely insane. Jack Haley coming into this one. He's currently sitting 16 points down of Carter, but he's still right there behind Leclerc, only 4 points down to him, 4 points ahead of Lang. So you got that 12-point gap between Carter and Leclerc, but then 4 down all the way to Lang. Definitely going to be absolutely intense down the stretch there. The flip side of that coin, though, is Payson Johnson, who is not going to be able to wrap up the title just yet tonight, but it would be pretty close. Actually, he could wrap it up tonight. Now that I'm looking at it, if he finishes, he's 50 points ahead of Rogers. He is 36 points ahead of Jaden Wilson. He needs to leave here 52 points ahead of Jaden Wilson. So maybe Johnson does wrap it up tonight. We're going to see how that goes. But the rest of the field, you can see close battles between Rogers, Gerst, and Tomic. We haven't seen Rogers in a couple weeks, so maybe he won't be there again tonight. Tomic, Gerst, they're going to be fighting to try to get on that final spot in the top 3 in the championship. A lot of good points battles all the way through. But, again, they're all going to be racing on this lovely racetrack down here tonight. In fact, I'm going to need to get a quick did he grab UIDs? All right, cool. So they're about to load in. And this racetrack, again, just like we saw last Wednesday, is very, very long. It's going to be a flip of the script, though. You're going to notice here on the screen, if you can see my mouse cursor right here. Oh, and we're going to cut away. So we're getting restarted here. The track is actually going backwards from what we saw last week. Of course, if you're watching Supercross on a regular basis, you know this. Atlanta 2 is the reverse, basically, of Atlanta 1, a couple different minute changes of the rhythm sections. But this is the sim track, which was built off of the blueprint that we were going to have for the real-life Atlanta Supercross. So in this case, there's going to be a couple things different than what we even saw last night. Most notably is out of the first corner when they come back across and go onto the other lane of the track to start doing the track backwards is a huge double, just a really big double jump that's going to be really interesting to see how all these guys do it on the first lap of the race because they're going to be in traffic. Some guys might elect not to do the big double because even if you're on a 250F and you're trying to go to the inside of the corner or something like that, it might not be possible to stretch it all the way out on the first lap of the race. It's a very big jump, so we'll see how that plays out. But the rest of the track kind of race is pretty similar to what we saw last night in the real-life race. The rhythm, or the section that was kind of like a curving whoop section with 2 tunnel jumps coming backwards towards the finish line jump is still a rhythm section like we saw here last week in MotoOption Supercross. So it's a rhythm section in reverse up to a Supercross triple into the finish line jump, a wall jump, and then backwards across where the start kind of came in through that first corner, the double, the rollers. You go backwards through that, jump out into the sand, turn around. You got a 3-3-2 section. You might go 2-3-3, but it's 8 jumps in a row, and then swivel back across the start straight. We'll kind of do a couple onboard laps at the beginning here so you guys can see what exactly this track looks like tonight, because it's going to be very interesting to see how this track plays out comparatively to what we saw last Wednesday. But a quick overhead again, real quick. You're going to see right here coming out of this first corner, they're going to come back through here and then hit this. You can see that double jump. It is very big. I would say it is likely the biggest jump on the track. These triples mixed in. There's 3 triples and then the finish line double right here. But this double right here is massive. And we're going to see how they are able to do it out of that first corner coming back across the start straight. Good to see all you guys in chat here tonight. Seems like we got a good bunch of people hanging out. We got Myro, Devin Davis is in here, Garrett Crows, the Reed 34, Talon Wigan. We got Brendan King, Doug, Gaming X, everybody, all having a good time. Kawan Fontes, Rui Rocha, Cody James, Big Bonzo, YT, Matthew Cook. Love seeing you guys all in chat. Eric Thompson here. Good to see Eric back. And let's take a look at who's in this 250 West Heat Race number 1. Braden Tharp, Tanner Rogers is back tonight. Good to see that. Jaden Cooper, Zoa Cross, Noah McLaughlin, Dylan Smith, Brett Thomas, Joe Wagner, Trent Adams, Caden Speck, Chandler Bloxham, John Heilman, Trevin Thompson. There's Jaden Wilson, second in the points. Tyron Tomich, Robert Wilson, Neil Fitzpatrick, Juan Gomez, Jeremy Estrella. And that looks to be all of our runners here in 250 West Heat number 1, which is on their parade lap right now. And we are about to get this race underway in just a quick moment. So it looks like our championship leader, Payson Johnson, is going to be in that second heat race. And we're going to see the man second in these standings, Jaden Wilson, in this first heat race. So let's see how it plays out as we are getting ready to drop the gate here tonight. Once again at Atlanta Motor Speedway, second time in 2 weeks. As we continue on in this triple header. Oh, we got Tyron Tomich in here as well. He's trying to fight his way into that third place position in points right there behind Tanner Rogers. Rogers also going to be in this heat race. He's third in points. And we were waiting on someone to load in there, but they're finally in. So here we go. Let's get revved up and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Time to drop the gate once again at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Land rush out of the inside. Wilson on the 65 is going to get to the corner first and controls it. A crash coming around the outside. I don't think, no, that's Tomich right there in second. So here we'll see this big double. These guys come across the track here and this big double jump. It's not massively difference, but look at all these guys jumping on the first lap. Not too many people in traffic. I thought more guys would be close together coming out of that first corner, so it ended up playing into the favor of everybody that there was a little bit of contact going into turn 1, and Tomich takes over the race lead. Wilson tucked the front end in the sweeper, and Tomich already out front. So Tomich going to go triple onto the table, step off, then triple here, and does he go quad? Yes, he does. Quad and single to the corner. Ooh, I like that line. Jumping across the corner, then quad out into the next turn. Tomich, what a line that is right there. Then he's going to go double, triple, off the track a little bit, so he'll turn it into a double single up to the Supercross triple. And look at the gap he's already opened up there on Jaden Wilson in that 2 spot. Now to the far end of the stadium at the end of pit lane. NASCAR track there in the background. So double in, he's going to triple across, triple into this crevice, triple again, and I think right there, yeah, you'll double out, double again, into this Supercross triple, and over the finish line jump. And then what you're going to do here is come backwards across where that start straight just came through. So you're going to hit that wall jump, land down the backside, and get the power down, go through those 3 rollers that you hit on the first lap coming through, double back across that whole shot line, and now you continue on the track through these sand rollers, carrying momentum all the way down to the entrance of pit road on the other end here, and then you'll triple in out of this corner, triple again, double across the inside here, land in the rut, stay on the power, and jump across the start straight here to complete 1 full lap here at Atlanta Motor Speedway and continue on. Jaden Wilson still there in second. Tanner Rogers, he's up in third early on. Heilman in a battle with Fitzpatrick, and we'll go on board with Fitzpatrick to take a look at the track here as he has got John Heilman right up ahead of him. He's trying to run down that lead group. Rogers up the track a little ways. Fitzpatrick going to sneak up the inside here on the Supercross triple. Does he have a line? No, he's going to land up a little bit sideways. So square back off in this corner. No double entering the whoops. It's just a straight up long set of whoops here tonight. And these guys already kind of hopping through them a little bit. These whoops are big. They can bite you in a hurry. Swing out of this one. You want to triple onto the table, step off, and triple again. And then these guys going to go quad, single to this corner. We saw some guys doing the hip jump like Tomich on the first lap, but not quite through there. So he's going to roll, step on, step off, roll again up the inside here to double in, triple down the backside. And if you're carrying enough momentum right there, you can triple again. I think we'll see the 450 guys most likely hitting that option. Hit this Supercross triple to the far end of the stadium, and this is quite a bit different than what real life was. Double out of this corner, and then this rhythm section with the offset jumps. So they're going to go triple, triple, triple again, and then you'll double right here. But we might see the 450 guys bust out a quad in there as well. I have to imagine maybe Leclerc or someone else is trying to size that up in qualifying. A 41 flat for Fitzpatrick. Remember, they were in the 36, 37 range for the top of qualifying in this one, so already laying down some good lap times early on in these heat races as the track kind of wears in. And Fitzpatrick has lost a little bit of touch with Heilman, but they have both stayed quite close there to Tanner Rogers as he works through the sand section. Swings around, triple in, triple again, and double across here. Land smooth on a braking bump and just charge across this start straight on the gas. Hard on the brakes here, square it up and hit the double, and there is another onboard lap here at Atlanta 2. Going back, we find Trent Adams right now. He is running in that 6th spot. Nate Brow runs in 7th. Trevin Thompson in 8th. And Noah McLaughlin is in the final transfer spot, but he just got passed right there. Robert Wilson with a nice move makes the pass. So Wilson right there. Oh, McLaughlin almost over the bars. Oh, and that's Trent Adams turned the wrong way. So Adams now going to fall out of transfer. That's going to promote McLaughlin back into a transfer spot. We also have another rider down. Trevin Thompson's off the track, and he is going to get back on right behind Trent Adams. So these two work their way through the whoops now, and that is currently your battle for that final transfer spot. Did notice up front, though, we have a change for the lead as Jaden Wilson has taken over out front away from Tyron Tomich, and Wilson has yet to win a main event, not only this season, but in his career. Payson Johnson, Tanner Rogers, the only two riders in this series to click off a main event victory so far. And Jaden Wilson running second in the championship. Might be too far down to dethrone Payson Johnson's title chase here, but he sure would like to get his first career win knocked off the docket here. And he's starting off the night very well. 5 minutes into 250 West Heat number 1. Out front, taking the lead away from Tomich. Oh, goes for the quad, though, and goes down. I had not seen one of these 250 guys try that quad mid-rhythm. Interesting to see it, and it causes him to lose the race lead. Here comes Rogers up the inside on the 22. And not only will he lose the lead, he'll lose second place as well. So perhaps a bit of a miscue there by Wilson, thinking he had a little bit more speed than he did. Went for the quad mid-rhythm and went down. So now Wilson going to try to remount and attack here on Tanner Rogers, going up the inside in the whoops. He's kind of hopping a little bit, some contact. They're going to have to double in, and a mistake from Wilson. Rogers goes for the quad, though, in cases, so Wilson's still going to make the pass as Tomich up front now. Loving every second of this, trying to pull out a nice gap. So it's Tomich, Wilson, Rogers, Heilman, and Fitzpatrick still inside of the top 5, and it's stayed that way most of this race. Big gap back to 6th right now. It's Robert Wilson on this BPC Husqvarna on the 62. Trent Adams has moved up into the 7th spot. Nate Brow has dropped back to 8th. And Braden Tharp currently occupies the final transfer spot as the white flag waves for race leader Tyron Tomich out front. Trevin Thompson, Zoe Cross, and Noah McLaughlin still within striking distance of Tharp. If something goes wrong with the 415, it's going to case this trip a little bit. You can see those guys in the background hoping for a mistake out of not just Tharp, but maybe someone up the road from Tharp. You can see how easily the race gets spread out, though, among all these guys. Just in this heat race alone, it's felt like a long one, but the race has definitely been quite spread apart. Especially our lead 5 right now. They've got a nice big gap going. And still this battle brewing here between Jaden Wilson and Tanner Rogers. Rogers was able to get back by the 65. Oh, rider down. That's the 300, and it looks like he just disconnected. Here's up the inside. Wilson for a second again. Gonna get it. Can he triple out of the corner? Yes, that is going to be huge on establishing a gap good enough to hold Rogers behind. He's going to jump off the track right here, but Rogers made a mistake mid-rhythm. Now Wilson's making a little mistake here as he's going to have to table double out there. You can see that Heilman is kind of closed up on these guys all the way through and might still have a shot at Rogers or Wilson before the end of this. Fitzpatrick's still lurking back there, so these guys have all stayed quite close together. But the man out front, Australia's finest, Tyron Tomic, is going to bring down his CV number 41 Honda. And it's going to be Tomic taking the win in 250 West, heat number 1. Wilson coming to the line with Rogers, just going to edge him out. Heilman will end up in 4th, Fitzpatrick in 5th. There's Wilson in 6th all by himself. Tharp's moved up to 7th. Adams now 8th. And Cross, he's going to pass him back. So these two are in transfer spot. They don't need to do anything too dire. Otherwise, Trevin Thompson's going to have the opportunity. So I think that's perhaps what Trent Adams has realized here. He's kind of backed off the challenge there from Cross. And Cross, I think, just going for gate picks at this point, sending it through the rhythm section. Up and to the finish line jump. He'll finish up in 8th behind Braden Tharp and Robert Wilson. And Adams to the main event in 9th with that final transfer spot. Trevin Thompson, he'll bring home the number 151 in 10th. He's headed to that last chance qualifier. And Nate Brow, who was in transfer, lost it there on this last lap of the race. Frustration there for the 573 is going to go down again. So Caden Speck will jump by him for 11th. Got Jaden Cooper coming through. He will finish this one up in 12th. Or I'm sorry, 13th. Dylan Smith there in 14th. And Noah McLaughlin will finish up in 15th. We got Joe Wagner still coming down. Brett Thomas, Juan Gomez, Chandler Bloxham, and Jeremy Estrella did not finish this race here tonight. So we'll wait for these guys to cross and take a look at these cuts inside of the top 9, see if anything changed. Oh, it looks like Rogers was able to leapfrog around Wilson on cuts. But Tomic confirmed as your race winner here in 250 West, heat number 1. We give a shout out to Alex Efforts in chat, a $5 donation coming in from the legend himself. Says he finally moved into the new place and hooked up his PC for the first time in a while. Feels good to be back making and watching these races. Heck yeah, Alex. Good to see you again, buddy. It has definitely been a little while since we've seen you just hanging out and chatting in these streams, let alone being a part of Race Factory and all the stuff that you've done for the community over the years. So good to see it. And thanks for the donation. Good buddy. All right, while we load into the next race, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to our new sponsor. And our new sponsor is R Jerky. R Jerky, the Wageman brothers. They make some great stuff. This is premium beef jerky. This is their sizzling hot. I've been having some of this. We got the still smoking Western smoke stuff. This stuff is really good. If you guys want some good quality beef jerky, head over to eatrjerky.com. That's eatrjerky.com and use the code SYS20. That is SYS20 for 20% off your order. And you too can be enjoying some of this lovely beef jerky while we're just hanging out watching the stream here tonight. So thank you, R Jerky, again for sponsoring the stream this year. And yeah, definitely go get some jerky, guys. I know you guys like your snacks. We're all gamers. I mean, right? Everybody that's sitting here watching this tonight, you're a gamer, I'm a gamer. So we're just hanging out and playing video games. And sometimes when you're doing that, you like to have a little snack. Every time you crash in sim or something, break off a piece of the beef jerky, have a little snack, It's good stuff. I definitely would recommend it. And you should use that code SYS20 to get yourself 20% off your orders. So thank you, R Jerky, eatrjerky.com, as we'll move back into the race here for 250 West, heat number 2. That's all it is, dude. We're just gamers gaming, dude. We're just a bunch of guys being dudes. All right, Payson Johnson. I do not have his skins. That sucks. Not sure what happened there. Brandon Nygren, Liam Atkinson, Dylan Cavacuti, Jeff Giffen, Lane Wofford, Kyler Hockey, Adrian Wilson, Jack Fowler, Ethan Gerst, Kamara Glover, Seth Crotty, Alex Helms, Cooper Hunt, Seth Harnischfager. Dylan Love, Ethan Olson, and Alex Kerr going to be lining up here in 250 West heat number 2. Look at that line from Kerr. Oh, so that was the quad. I was thinking these guys might bust out. See if any of these 250 guys do it, but getting ready to go racing here for 250 West heat number 2. All right, what is going to happen in this one? Seems like we saw all of our heavy hitters go right through in 250 West heat number 1. Payson Johnson, our points leader, going to be lining up here in 250 West heat number 2. And hey, I got his skins this time, so we'll see how our championship leader fares. Has a chance to wrap up the title tonight, but he's got to qualify for the main event first. It's 250 West heat number 2 right now. It's a tough start for Johnson, but he's going to try to slide into the middle here. Someone hard on the brakes. I think that was Gerst. A lot of guys going down, and Lane Wofford on the 181 up the inside is going to get the early race lead. He's got Liam Atkinson right behind him on that 241 as they go over the big double on the first lap. Atkinson going to close right up behind him. Jeff Giffen, Nathan Guy, and Alex Helms up front early on, but Adrian Wilson moves up into the top 5 as Wofford leads in Atlanta. Up the inside, here comes Jeff Giffen on the 329. Not a good drive in the whoops, though. These guys kind of all over the place in the whoops. Atkinson, he's going to go down. That's a tough spot. He does not fall off the bike, though. And here comes Johnson up the inside, making several passes for the price of one and moves himself up into 4th. But now he's going to go over Devin Davis into 3rd. And look at this. The hip jump around the corner, then quad in the next corner. Johnson absolutely feeling the flow already up the inside of Jeff Giffen for 2nd. Can he get up to Wofford to take the race lead before the first lap is over after tucking the front end and sliding out in that first turn? Johnson already eyeing up Wofford. Let's see if he goes for the big line, though. He's going to triple here and then try to get the power down to... no, didn't go for the quad. I thought he might quad right there, but he did not. So not quite going to get the race lead. That is Lane Wofford's for the taking at the end of the first lap here. Not first full lap. They still have some of the track to complete before they make it all the way back around. But Wofford leading the way on that 181 machine. Hey, he's looking for a team. Anybody out there that's a team owner, team manager, looking for a guy that can get you hole shots and lead heat races in Race Factory Gaming Supercross? Dial 181 Lane Wofford. Get yourself a good rider. Johnson sideways in the background. He is cartwheeling off the track. He jumped off the side of the track, then got kicked back sideways coming on, and he's going to lose a lot of time, but he might maintain 2nd. Wow, that was a lot of time on the ground to still be in 2nd place. So he'll get up still in 2nd. Adrian Wilson coming through here in 3rd, and that is Gerst going around the outside. We saw Gerst coming into the first corner hot, right in the nose of that number 58 Covenant all the way in and then tuck the front wheel. So he'll move up into 3rd now behind Johnson. Nygren going to go up the inside for 4th. So Wilson losing a couple spots. And then also here comes Seth Crotty on the 131 into the mix. Hopping through, we got Devin Davis. He went down in the background. Cooper Hunt on the 38 was able to go by. You can see this whole freight train of riders. Gerst off the side of the track. Here comes the 150. Nygren jumping into the back here. So double in, triple again. Nygren trying to get the power down, almost lands off the track. Has to come back across, so Gerst's going to take advantage of it. In the background, we almost had dualies as Crotty laid it over, but Adrian Wilson dead air Leclerc'd it, and he is going to have to deal with trying to make a pass now on Crotty as they come into this very one-line section here. These guys tripling their way through. Nygren right alongside of Gerst, and he's going to lay it down. Fortunate not to fall off the bike there, but he did get a little kick sideways. So all these guys going to funnel on by. And Wilson's still going to work here on Seth Crotty. Gerst and Johnson in 2nd. Wofford still leads, but Johnson has already sliced that gap down quite a bit after one lap being on the ground and picking himself back up. And Johnson quadding through right there. So the number 8 machine absolutely flying here. Let's go on board and take a look what it looks like to be on board with him. Did a 46.8 with a fall-off crash last time by. For those of you new to MotoOption Supercross, perhaps. Fall-off crash in MX Simulator Racing, roughly 8 to 12 seconds. And the way he was flipping through the air there, that would definitely be on the more of the 10 to 12 second side. And remember, the top qualifying time was a 36. So Johnson pretty much just ran a qualifying lap with a fall-off crash. And here he goes for the race lead, tripling alongside and right on by Wofford to get out front. Payson Johnson flying and immediately cases and goes down just like that. So sometimes when you ride on the very edge trying to take over the race lead, things like that can happen, and Johnson has to go right back to the drawing board as Lane Wofford so far has just kept it steady out front, not doing anything too flashy, just putting in the laps, and it's paid off for him so far as he's going to come down to lead his third lap of the race. Still getting through this rhythm lane fairly clean. Just playing it safe, not doing any of the big lines or anything like that. Johnson back here trying to reel him in. Go further back a little bit. So we got Seth Crotty coming through in third. Cooper Hunt in fourth. He was right alongside his teammate Brandon Nygren. So a little atom.com battle. So even though we don't have Adam Holm out here racing every week himself, he's still got his team riders throwing some dualies over the finish line jump. Nygren and Hunt, they're just drag racing the other side of the stadium. It's like watching the straight rhythm. So who's going to get the better drive into the sand is the question. They're still just about side by side, and Hunt up the inside is going to have the preferred option into the corner, blocks his teammate out, and nicely done in the end. But Nygren, he's going to cut back underneath and try to get alongside. Just going to back out of the challenge there at the end. But a nice battle between the teammates. Have to imagine they're probably in a Discord talking to each other. So as they continue on with their battle for fourth now, we'll go back to Kamar Glover right now in sixth on the 189. He's battling it out with Ethan Gerst. Gerst trying to sneak up the inside. Look at that line from Gerst carrying so much momentum into the Supercross triple. They both kind of lay it over. This track is just filled with opportunities for dualies. You got 3 Supercross triples, a finish line jump. You got that big double. Oh, Glover! He's going to get into Gerst, and they're both going to go down. Ethan Olsen going to benefit from that. Here comes Adrian Wilson on the 759. He is also going to go by. And getting back onto the track, Kamar Glover almost gets taken down. So now Glover and Gerst continue their battle. Glover's going to triple back right on by. And Gerst following suit. So they're right next to each other. Gerst going to try to sneak up the inside. It's still bar to bar between these two. This battle has been very close, and Gerst finally closes it off. So that is 7th for him. Glover back to 8th, and Wilson sitting there in 9th, but a lot of time back now to Alex Kerr. It's going to take some crashing from some of these guys on this last lap. Otherwise, Kerr is going to be headed to that last chance qualifier. Meanwhile, up front, Payson Johnson has finally disposed of Lane Wofford, and so far just trying to put in smooth laps here on this final lap. Got a 5-second lead on Wofford, but we've seen Johnson hit the deck a couple times already in this heat race, so if he does it again, Wofford's going to be right there to take the race lead and perhaps the victory in this heat race away from Johnson. Johnson, who will be eyeing up his 5th win of the season tonight. It's been so strong in these types of environments. 1 Daytona, 1 Atlanta 1. And looking for his 5th win of the season tonight in Atlanta 2 to really put to bed this championship and most likely clinch it at the next round. But still does have at least an outside shot to clinch tonight. He's got to beat Tanner Rogers basically, and he's got to finish I think it was 14 points ahead or 16 points ahead of Jaden Wilson. We'll see how it plays out, though. Johnson, your winner, 250 West heat number 2. So Wofford going to come down behind him, and he'll finish up in 2nd. Cooper Hunt will bring it down and finish in 3rd. Seth Crotty back here in 4th. Brandon Nygren, he'll bring it home in 5th. Ethan Gerst was able to get up into 6th. Olsen now in 7th. Adrian Wilson in 8th. And Kerr did move up into the final transfer spot, so we lost. Dylan Love, Alex Helms back here. They're battling amongst themselves, but Kerr is comfortably in 9th right now. He just has to make it through this final section clean. Triple. He might actually get a pass here on Wilson, trying to go over top. Went for the quad and goes down. That might cost him a transfer spot. These guys might be a little too far back, Dylan Love, and he's not going to get the preferred rhythm here, so Kerr must have just known that those guys are too far back there in the end. Lays it out over the triple and goes to the main event, does Alex Kerr on that JDR number 84. Alex Helms will finish up in 10th. Kamar Glover brings it home in 11th. Dylan Love will finish up in 12th. Nathan Guy back here, he's down in 13th. Kyler Hockey, 14th. Liam Atkinson up front early on, goes all the way back to 15th. Seth Harnishfeger, that's going to be a bummer. He made the main at Atlanta 1. He's down here in 16th. Jack Fowler in 17th. And Payson Johnson, still burning laps out here, is going to try to lap Jack Fowler after he's already finished the race, I guess. But Jack Fowler will bring it home. Jumping over the top there. And finally, these guys cross the line. Let's take a look at cuts and see if anything changed, and they did not. Our top 9 stays the exact same, and your race winner here in 250 West Heat number 2 is Payson Johnson. So smooth. Oh, big scrub to the death. All right, 450 heat action coming up next. 450 heat number 1 going to be on the gate. Let's see if we can get a lineup check list that's about to get posted in here. There we go. Leclerc, Whelan, Carter, Janice, Seabolt, Castellaneta, Copeland, Sullivan, Cochran, Mills, Casey Oler, Cohenauer, Hewen, Higney, Olson, Rockefeller, and Fjellberg. 17 riders making up this one, including last week's winner, Alexis Leclerc. This is going to be a fun one. And tonight's 450 Heat number 1 action is going to be brought to you by MotoOption Clothing. Founded in 2005 out of a pure love for motorsports and design, MotoOption has continued to reinvent what a clothing company is all about. They pride themselves on staying true and giving back to the sports that support them. They support local tracks and organizations, as well as maintain a large athlete sponsorship program. MotoOption gives back to the sports that fuel us. Run by racers, for racers, they are motorsports. And we thank MotoOption Clothing for their 11th year running as the title sponsor of MotoOption Supercross here in MX Simulator. Game's been around a while, and MotoOption has been there almost from day one, every step of the way, helping us out here at Race Factory Gaming, put on a great series for you guys, and we appreciate their continued support. So definitely head over to MotoOptionClothing.com and check them out. They got a whole line of really good stuff. I still have stuff that I purchased from them back in 2012, 2013 that I still wear. Some hats, t-shirts, different things. Quality is great, lasts a long time. Good stuff for sure. All right, so as mentioned, Jordan Olson, Jeremy Cohenauer, Dylan Copeland, Jeremy Seabolt, Aaron Rockefeller, Casey Cochran, Bryce Whelan, Logan Higney, Riley Hewen, Matthias Janis, Braden Castellaneta, Casey Olert, and Alexis Leclerc in this one. Leclerc coming off of his 4th win of the season, just last round at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And now Leclerc up to 12 wins for his career, working his way into the teens a little bit. And Leclerc, I think, is now 5th all-time on the 450 wins list. He's somewhere there or thereabout. Seabolt and Haskell and Fresquez are definitely ahead of him. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe Jeremy Smith would have more than him still. There's another person in there I'm missing that has a little bit more than Leclerc. Root. Hunter Root. Hunter Root has like 16 wins or something, somewhere around there. So Leclerc, I believe, is now 5th all time though, with his wins this year. So let's see what happens in this heat race. Only the top 9 transfer out of this one. All other runners head to that last chance qualifier, and we're going to see who those runners are. Braden Carter is in this heat race as well, as mentioned. So the championship leader and the man trying to knock him off the pedestal. Here we go, 450, heat number 1. Good jump for Whelan and Leclerc to the corner. Who's going to get there first? Leclerc and Whelan nearly side by side. Leclerc gets it. Crazy how much cleaner of a start it is in the 450 class than the 250s. But it's Leclerc from Whelan on the 25. Siebold alongside with Carter right there. And Siebold's going to go up the inside of Whelan into this next corner. They're going to be almost side by side on the triple. But the defending champ has now moved up into second. Might be going for the race lead on Leclerc already. Look at that. Up the inside and into the whoops they go. Who's going to get the better run? Leclerc and Siebold side by side. Still side by side. Look at the run from Carter up the inside. Gets them both for the race lead. Braden Carter out of nowhere goes from third, or really fourth to first on the first lap of the race here, and it is on in Atlanta. Leclerc up the inside, going to try to steal it away from Carter. Carter quads from the outside, and they're still bar to bar. Leclerc gets it for the time being, but Carter trying to fight back, lays it down. Siebold also went down, and that's going to be Leclerc opening up a nice gap out front as Jeremy Cohenauer moves up into second place. Incredible action early on. And, oh, Carter is down after the Supercross triple. So a mistake for your championship leader as he's now buried back behind his teammate. It's going to have some work to do to get a better gate selection. I don't think there's any worry for him here to not make it out of the main event. Oh, man, those guys quadding through there. Now up into ninth. He's right behind Siebold and Whelan. So these guys are all right up at the front there at the very beginning. And now they're all battling it out. Oh, Carter with a cross jump galore there on Whelan. Couple of teammates. Oh, Carter through the front door and down. So he was ninth. He's going to lose some spots. I think these guys coming through right now. That's going to be Fjellberg and the 86 of Hewen. I'm sorry, the 66 of Hewen also going by. So now Carter out of transfer spot. Man, that turned around in a hurry. Carter, who had taken a ridiculous pass to get into the race lead. Whelan's going to go down off the side of the track, so that's going to be those guys all going back by. Looks like his teammate Carter going to jump over top of him right now. So let's reset what's going on out here. It's Leclerc out front. Cohenauer coming through the rhythm here. He's in second. Casey Cochran is in third. Luke Sullivan right now runs in fourth. Dylan Copeland, he's inside of the top 5. Matthias Janis back here in 6th, and Siebold in 7th, going 5 into the corner, but jumping off the track so he doesn't go down. Fjellberg right now, he is in 8th. Hewen right there on the 66 is in 9th, and Carter trying to make the pass to get in the final transfer spot right now is in 10th. Up the inside comes the 19, your championship leader. Step on, step off. It's going to go to the outside and triple in here. Fjellberg does not get the double in, so that was odd right there for the 3. Going to lose a transfer spot because of it. Hewen fighting back all the way through now alongside Carter to get back into 8th. Carter going to go way outside to kind of square back off and get the line up the inside here. Nice racecraft from your championship leader to take back over 8th. We've got to change the lead out front. Leclerc has gone down. He's now mixed into this group. Cohenauer has gone by. There's Leclerc. He's with Siebold. So what is going on right now? Full moon tonight in Atlanta or what? Because out front is the 18 of Luke Sullivan. Casey Cochran now in second, Cohenauer in third, and here comes Leclerc trying to jump over Cohenauer. Bar to bar onto the start straight. Leclerc almost through the front door, and Siebold's still right there up the inside. Nice move by Leclerc. Siebold going to try to follow suit as Cohenauer's just getting bullied out there as he gets passed by 2 of the best in the business. Up the inside, here comes Siebold again. This is almost a carbon copy of what we saw in the first lap of the race. And these guys now trying to close up on Sullivan and Cochran for the race lead again. Siebold just tucking right in behind Leclerc. These two have had many battles over the years. And again, Siebold trying to size something up. Let's see, does he go for the hip jump in the corner? Does not. Goes step on, step off to the inside. Leclerc defends well. Double in, and he is closed right up there onto Casey Cochran in that 2 spot. Still Sullivan out front, but Sullivan's jumping off the track, and Cochran's going to take over the lead. Got to be careful, Luke. Don't come back on and cause a crash. Leclerc around the outside. Going to move back into second, and it's Casey Cochran leading right now here in Atlanta. I love this quad triple line these guys are doing. That is big money right there. Leclerc, a mistake. Sullivan going to get back by dualies, slightly at least, over the Supercross triple. And a little, not dualies, I guess, there. into the wall jump. Seabolt still lurking back there as Leclerc now moves back into second. A little off kilter there through the rollers. Curious to know what happened to Leclerc that cost him the race lead in the first place. Look at that triple double through the sand. Leclerc absolutely carrying monumental speed. He's going to go triple, quads with ease, no problem, and closes right up on Cochran. Cochran goes down. Leclerc to the lead. Now Sullivan going to get passed by Seabolt as the defending champ is trying to keep tabs on the number 7. So Leclerc now out front ahead of Seabolt. And Sullivan now settles back into the 3 spot. Matthias Janis running in 4th. Casey Cochran is inside of the top 5 still. Carter's moved up to 6th. Kohenauer back to 7th. Whelan right now runs in the 8th spot. And Braden Castellaneta rounds out your transfer spot with Dennis Fjellberg just a couple seconds off of him. We'll go back and take a look at that in a second. Keeping an eye on what happens with Jeremy Seabolt. And Leclerc out front. Definitely staying quite close. Go on board with the defending champion. 36.4 for Seabolt, 35.5 out of Leclerc. So these guys putting down some blistering laps. And the white flag is going to come out this time by the timer just expired. So look at this line here. You're going to go through here. You're going to triple. You're going to triple again and get the power down right here so you can still bust out this quad. Seabolt's short, and he's going down. Jeremy Seabolt cases the quad mid-rhythm and has a big fall-off crash. So Sullivan goes by. There goes Matthias Janis. And Seabolt just going to right the ship as Cochran comes back, and there is Carter right behind them. So Leclerc has taken the white flag out front. Nice whip from Seabolt over the finish line jump, still side by side there with Cochran on the 90. Goes defensive to try to get a better line into the sand section here, and you can still see Carter lurking there in the background. So here is Kohenauer. He is in the 7th spot. Castellaneta is in 8th, and Whelan now finds himself in 9th, and a big old gap. Wow, 10 seconds back to Hewen, so that changed in a hurry. Here's Fjellberg in 11th. Ohlert back here in 12th. These guys are a little bit too far back right now. They're going to need some big help. But it's Leclerc out front on the final lap of the race here in 450 heat number 1, an eventful 450 heat number 1. Incredible pass there early on by Carter to take over the race lead. Leclerc, who was in the lead for a little bit, went down. He had to charge his way back to this position, had a nice battle with Jeremy Seabolt. But in the end, survives the barrage of attacks. And right now is going to be coming down to collect the heat race victory here at round 14 of the championship. And Leclerc looking similarly as dangerous as he did last week. We're going to see if he can repeat that performance here tonight. A little mistake, though, right there is going to cost him some time at the end. That TRT is going to decide between this heat race and the next who has first gate pick, but Leclerc takes the win here, 450 heat number 1 at Atlanta. Nice ride by Sullivan. Just didn't quite get the win there in the end. Janis getting over top there by Seabolt, who jumped the finish line jump and just missed out on taking the pass back on Janis. Carter also launched the finish by the looks of it. You can just launch this triple and basically just try to downside the finish line jump, but really as it's the end of the race, you just jump over the finish line jump. The danger there, obviously, is that you get a little bit offline and you might just straight up miss the finish line while you're floating through the air. Whereas if you're on the ground, you can control that. But you saw Seabolt launching there to the finish line. Whelan ends up in 8th, and Kohenauer, despite making a few late mistakes here, is... Oh, he is stuck on the finish line jump. Is that going to cost him a transfer spot? Here comes Hewen. Kohenauer is just going to back over the line in time. 0.3 in the end. Hewen just missed out. That was very, very close, and Kohenauer crashed right up to the top of the jump. I cannot believe that just happened, but Hewen missed out by 0.3. We'll have to see if cuts come into play there. So here comes, that's Copeland passing Heagney. This guy's just battling for LCQ gate pick. Jordan Olson, Aaron Rockefeller, all bringing it down to the line. Casey Ohlert flipping his way through here. Dennis Fjellberg. A lot of heavy hitters going to the LCQ. Daniel Mills. These guys have all finished up, so we'll wait for cuts. I'm curious about this Kohenauer one right here. 0.3 in it. I mean, he just had to land the triple, and he was in the main event, no problem. But 0.3 is close, and 0.3 it stays. No cuts for Kohenauer or Hewen, so it stays, and Kohenauer goes through to the main event. That is rare that you see something that close and cuts not affect it anyway at all. Like it wasn't that Kohenauer opened the gap or that Hewen closed it or anything. It just stayed the exact dead same. No cuts for either right there. So interesting to see as Leclerc taking the win here in 450 heat number 1. Yeah, the thing in chat you guys are talking about, TRT stands for total race time, and yes, that is also what in real life determines gate selection for the main event. So whichever heat in real life has the quicker total race time. So, let's say, for example, in real life, it's a 6 minute plus 1 lap heat race. So let's say total race time for heat 1 is 7:30 and Ken Roczen wins that heat race. And then heat 2 is 7:41 and Cooper Webb wins that heat race. Then Ken Roczen goes to the gate first. His heat race was faster. The total race time of his heat race was quicker. So just a quick explanation on that for those of you asking in chat. Hopefully that makes some sense. All right, so 450 heat number 2 coming up next. And this one is going to be brought to you by Phil Ski and Snowboard. Phil Ski and Snowboard is your one-stop shop for all things ski and snowboard. They have over 35 years of industry experience, along with a youthful and knowledgeable staff, giving you the best experience you can find in Orange County. Whether it's tune-ups and repairs, seasonal leases, retail, or just giving information on the latest and greatest equipment, they are here to make sure you get the most out of your winter. PhilSkiandBoardShop.com is where you want to go to check them out if you're not already down here in Costa Mesa, California. They get you guys set up for everything going on up in Big Bear, or if you're just going to drive all the way up to Mammoth or something along those lines. All right, so Heat 2 here. We have got Tyler Lang, Rogan McIntosh, Seth Shirley, Luke Magnetti, Reed Young, Austin Bear, Logan Leitzel, Sean Klein, Devin Ryan, Chase Donovan, Daniel Irvine, Jacob Hubbard, Jack Haley, and William St. Laurent. I think I missed one rider. Who did I miss? Seth Garrett, I think I got him. Caleb Hall, he's sitting there. Magnetti. And, of course, Lang and Haley are two riders involved in the championship scenario here. Lang currently sitting 20 points down of Braden Carter in the championship lead. And Jack Haley sitting 16 points down of Braden Carter with just 4 rounds to go. This is going to be intense. This might be a championship deciding race here tonight, depending on how much the points situation changes. Leclerc and Haley are both looking for their second career 450 Supercross championship. Leclerc already a 4-time Race Factor Gaming national champion. Jack Haley won the outdoor title on a 250 and then came back and won the 450 Supercross title in 2019, taking it away from Leclerc. Leclerc won his title in 2018. But Carter and Lang, neither of them have ever won a 450 Supercross championship. This is, but really for both of them, their first full year in this 450 class. And for Lang here, unfortunately for him, he is the only rider in this group that has 0 wins this season and 0 wins for his career in the 450 class. So here we are still at round 14. He's only 20 points off the championship lead and is still looking for that elusive first career victory. So many second place finishes this year. We'll see if he can maybe make it happen here tonight in Atlanta. We're lined up, ready to go, and revved up. It is going to be 450 heat number 2 in Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's coming to you live right here on Start Your Systems. Irvine, a good jump off the gate, but all these guys up the inside are going to get on the brakes hard and cut underneath. Lang got to the corner first, but tucked it. It's going to be Devin Ryan with the hole shot, and Irvine comes out right behind him in second. Logan Leitzel is up in third early on, and Reed Young looks to be in fourth. I do not see Jack Haley as Seth Shirley had to, I'm sorry, Daniel Irvine, that is actually on the 96, having to roll that big double on the first lap of the race. So Devin Ryan, the JDR rider that gets out front here early on, not sure where exactly the 2 of Jack Haley is. Looks like he's in the background. Is up the inside. Leitzel tries to go for the lead, and both your leaders go down. Daniel Irvine goes by, and then fourth place goes down. I'm sorry. That was William St. Laurent hitting the deck. A lot of riders going down. The whoops are absolutely filled with guys back here, too. It's a yard sale out there. Jack Haley, he's rolling through on the 2. He went down as well. Everybody causing some problems here early on, and instead, Daniel Irvine takes over the race lead. Seth Garrett now funnels right behind him into second. Caleb Hall in third. Lang in fourth. And Leitzel there in fifth. So chaotic on the first lap. All the riders going down in the whoops. St. Laurent gets up 6th, McIntosh 7th, Shirley is 8th, and Hubbard now finds himself into 9th. Jack Haley behind these guys in 11th, but there's going to be a pileup here. Haley gets stuck on the back of Hubbard, and both these guys lose a lot of positions. Devin Ryan, who was leading early on, now finds himself back here with these guys. Oh, and Haley almost hits his teammate as Ryan goes down. Now going to work up onto Luke Magnetti. I think these guys are still out of transfer spot, though, right now. Magnetti just moved into a transfer spot as they jumped over a downed rider. I wasn't sure who that was, but Haley now finds himself in 10th, right behind Magnetti here. This is absolutely frantic action. Daniel Irvine still leading the race out front. Oh, Haley almost into the back. Able to get around Magnetti and almost got into the back of Reed Young. So Haley, at least for the time being, is into a transfer position. Whether or not he can stay there, we'll have to see. St. Laurent off the side of the track and allow these guys to get up the inside and maybe go by. Haley was all kinds of sideways coming into that. I don't know how he kept that Jack Daniels Racing number 2 underneath of him. Gas-powered machine up the inside trying to make the pass on Reed Young into the whoops. A good drive, but remember, he went down to the whoops on the first lap. Going to make it stick this time and now pulls up right behind that number 441 of Seth Shirley. Put in a good ride here early on here in 450 heat number 2. So out front, change to the lead. Seth Garrett has gone to the front. Caleb Hall now funnels in behind him into 2nd, and here's Lang right there in 4th, or 3rd, I should say. Daniel Irvine has dropped back to 4th. Leitzel still back there in the 5 spot on the 13. How about it for Seth Garrett out front, though? And Caleb Hall also having a good early ride. Oh, Garrett goes down, though. So here comes Lang trying to close up on Hall over the finish line jump. Boy, this would be a big step in the right directions for Lang to maybe go out and pick up a heat race victory. He looked really strong in the second half of the main event last week, despite having a very rough first half, but he charged all the way up and got some good points gained on Carter in the end. If he can get a good gate pick and maybe get out front in the main event, you never know what could happen tonight. Lang up the right side of Hall, across the start straight. Outside, cutting to the in. I like this line because it's going to turn to the inside into this corner, and Lang is going to have the race lead as they come into the Supercross triple. Nicely done for the 14. And the Moto Playground effort is out front here in Atlanta as Hall overjumps the triple. And Lang extends his race lead out just like that. Getting a little kicked out in the whoops, though. Those whoops are treacherous tonight. Here's Irvine, who was in the lead. He's now back into 2nd. Seth Garrett now into 3rd. Caleb Hall 4th, and Jack Haley all the way up inside of the top 5. So good ride for the big number 2. You're currently watching 450 heat number 2 action here at round 14 of the 2021 MotoOption Supercross Series in MX Simulator. Haley's going to make the pass there on Garrett and Daniel Irvine, who is down, and might get Caleb Hall for 2nd at the same time. So 3 passes for the price of 1. And Jack Haley now is just like his championship compatriot Tyler Lang moved up into those top 2 positions. And this is right where they both want to be after seeing Leclerc picking up that win and Carter faltering. So far right now, your championship contenders that are not Braden Carter seem to have things figured out here tonight. Lang looks very good. Jack Haley charging all the way up to get into 2nd place. And Leclerc, despite a couple of mistakes, still able to win his heat race. Carter, the one that's been the most up and down here tonight. Look at that line from Haley, just using it like a whoop as he plows through triple, double, gaining a lot of time right there on Lang. I think time will expire this time by. And if Lang can keep it off the ground and just put in some solid laps here, I think this total race time will be better than Leclerc's was, given that Leclerc did have a crash. We'll have to see, though. Lang has looked very good here so far. Into the whoops. These guys are kind of bouncing through them. It doesn't seem like many riders are comfortably getting right on top and just skimming. It seems like they're almost kind of trying to hop between a couple of them. Carrying that speed, obviously. But not quite blitzing them straight up as you might expect. Caleb Hall, a little short there. Seth Garrett coming through in 4th still. Daniel Irvine, he is in 5th. Seth Shirley back here in 6th. Logan Leitzel has drifted back to 7th. St. Laurent is in 8th, and Reed Young is in 9th, but here comes Jacob Hubbard on the 11 closing down. And this is going to be your battle for the final transfer spot here. About a lap and a half for these guys still to go. Sounds like there's a rider down here at the base of the screen. Don't have a visual on who that was just yet, but definitely a lot of time lost. Hubbard gets the triple clean, pulls up right alongside Reed Young into this corner. Young shuts the door. Nicely done for the 37 as the white flag waves for Tyler Lang out front. And Hubbard trying to make this thing happen. Let's see if he can get this quad. Reed Young does get the quad. That's going to actually extend the gap for Young here onto this final lap. So Hubbard has the work to do here. About a 2.5 second gap over the finish line jump. You can see how much time Young gained by simply hitting that section cleanly. Oh, that's not good. Over the bars, Hubbard goes. Nose high into the jump, trying to mad skills motocross into the face of that jump, and it just does not work. So Hubbard takes advantage of it, and Magnetti is not going to let the 11 machine go just yet, as this battle for the final transfer spot is heating up. Magnetti right there on the coattails of the 11, waiting for a mistake. Is he going to get one, though? We'll see. Into the whoops they go. There's a group of riders right here. Seth Shirley, he's getting offline. He's trying to hop through him a little bit. Oh, and down goes Hubbard. Hubbard goes down, and that's going to allow Magnetti through, so that should set your top 9. Meanwhile, out front, starting off on the right foot as mentioned, and bringing it home here in this heat race, Tyler Lang, winner, 450 heat number 2, and a nice backflip over the finish line jump as well. Ooh, Haley, he's going down. That's going to cost him the 2 spot. Seth Garrett is going to just get by him, I think, here at the finish line. Yep. Garrett over top, going to double, triple to the line. And Haley now going to funnel back into 3rd. That'll cost him a gate pick. We'll see if that proves pivotal. As Lights ends up 4th, Irvine going to come down in 5th. Seth Shirley down, actually. Oh, that might change things. So it's going to be Hall coming across in 6th, Magnetti 7th, St. Laurent 8th, and Hubbard is going to get in, although he just made a big mistake coming to the line, but he is still going to get in. Oh, heartbreak for Seth Shirley to go down with basically a couple jumps still to go and miss out on the main event. Going to come across there in 10th. Sean Klein going to join Shirley in the last chance qualifier. Devin Ryan will also be there along with Reed Young, Chase Donovan, Austin Bear, and Rogan McIntosh. Wait for cuts to come in just to confirm that Hubbard indeed is going through, but it looks like it's going to be pretty good for him. There we go. Cuts. Oh, wow. Hubbard had 2.07 seconds of cuts and just held on over Seth Shirley by 0.4. Boy, oh boy, that was a close one. All right, heat race action is now done. And Lang, your winner here in 450 heat number 2. Solid race there for him. So those LCQs coming up next, and those last chance qualifiers are always good fun to watch for sure. To see what exactly happens in them, we never quite know. There's only 4 spots up for grabs, and these guys are willing to fight for the death. Lang doing a sizable grass burnout here. It's just still going at it. Just digging. Hey man, he's having a good time here tonight. It seems like he's feeling the vibe a little bit, and a confident Lang might be a dangerous Lang here tonight. Alrighty, 250 last chance qualifier coming up. 4 spots to the main event still exist, and we're going to find out who's going through into round 7 of this 250 West Championship here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And this 250 LCQ is going to be brought to you by Underground RC, the leader in radio-controlled fun, on-site indoor off-road track, and carpet track with a large in-store RC selection in Clay, New York. If you've never been, definitely go check it out. Visit urcraceway.com. Get yourself involved, signed up, go have some fun racing some RC cars, and they bring you this 250 last chance qualifier here tonight. Alrighty, we're getting loaded in here. Got a Disco Rico real quick. All right. Nate Brow, Brett Thomas, Jeff Giffen, Chandler Bloxham, Dylan Cavacuti, Jack Fowler, Devin Davis, Seth Harnisfeger, Liam Atkinson, Dylan Smith, Dylan Love, Nathan Guy, Noah McLaughlin, Jaden Cooper, Juan Gomez, Joe Wagner, Kyler Hockey, Alex Helms, Trevin Thompson, Caden Speck, and Kamar Glover going for 4 spots in this last chance qualifier. Let's see how it all plays out. And it's all going to be brought to you by Underground RC. There we go. Loaded up onto the gate. Look at all these guys desperate to make it into this main event here. It's the 250 last chance qualifier at Atlanta 2. Big jump out of the middle. That was Nathan Guy. He's going to get to the corner first and out of the corner first. Oh, Kyler Hockey lands on him and goes down. And Jaden Cooper is going to try to go to the race lead. Side by side, I thought there was going to be some contact. Cooper around the outside. There's still bar to bar. Off the triple together and up the inside. Guy is going to hold the spot. Joe Wagner in the background there. Devin Davis, he's got a good start early on. Cooper's going to take the race lead as these guys are hopping through the whoops. And Cooper goes down. Oh, almost contact. Devin Davis up the inside. Nathan Guy nearly came together. So Joe Wagner goes to the lead on the 741. Nathan Guy, he's going to try to come up the inside for it. Devin Davis, he's right there as well. 4 riders locked together and a host of others still right behind them. Look at all this just chaos coming in as Davis gets sideways. He's going to lose some spots, but he stayed up. Nicely done. So it's Guy, Cooper, Speck, and Wagner over the triple, almost in unison. Now Cooper gets hung up in the corner. He's down. He's off the bike. Guy to the race lead. Speck to second. Wagner, oh, he's nose high. He's down. Joe Wagner goes down. So Dylan Smith goes by. Devin Davis launches over him and goes back into third. And now Nathan Guy made a mistake, so Caden Speck's going to go to the race lead. Guy in second, Davis third, and Dylan Smith over the finish line jump in fourth as it's all kind of settling down now. Noah McLaughlin, he's coming into the mix as well, and he's bringing Dylan Cavacuti with him on the Moto Playground 94. Still plenty of chaos to be had in this last chance qualifier as Davis now tries to size up a move on Nathan Guy. double and then triple in through here. Davis is closing up a little bit, but not quite just that much yet. Oh, tries to get a drive in the whoops, lost all momentum with a front end tuck, but he's still going to have pretty good run in the whoops and actually make the pass on Nathan Guy. That might have set him up better. Seemed like he was going to go for broke a little bit there, and it kind of measured him down, actually, as in the background goes Dylan Smith onto the ground. So Noah McLaughlin, I think, must have gave him a little bit of help to get there. And also Cavacuti right there. This is your battle for the final transfer spot, bar to bar. Over top. Oh, down goes Cavacuti, casing the triple in. And McLaughlin going to survive. At least for the time being. You can see the gap now back to Dylan Smith back there. We'll see if McLaughlin can kind of regroup himself and just try to put in some solid laps. Davis a little bit long. Double into this Supercross triple. He's still got Nathan Guy right behind him, but Caden Speck out front has opened up a nice lead, which is exactly what the 75 EVP ride was hoping to do. Just putting in consistent laps out front, opened up a 7-second gap, but crucially, he's got 18 seconds back to 5th, and that is a nice spot to be in, especially when you feel like you're flowing pretty good out front. Got a big gap behind you, don't have to worry. You might have a fall-off crash. You still won't lose a transfer position in this case. So Caden Speck is going to be feeling a lot more loose out front, and because of it, might be riding better. Davis still in second. Guy has dropped back to third, and McLaughlin still right here in the 4 spot, and it remains that way. Sounds like one of these guys is off the track up here in the sweeper, so McLaughlin going to close up a little bit more. Dylan Smith is still lurking back here. Carry that speed through the sweeper, get a drive into the whoops. Pretty good one for Smith. Couple hops, kind of doubling his way through at the end of them, but still pretty good drive overall. Gets that triple on, crucially. Cavacuti is still back there. Looks like Liam Atkinson just went down in the whoops. Oh, that's not going to be good. Smith slid out on the top of the tabletop and goes down. Cavacuti is going to go by for 5th, but these guys have lost a lot of ground. McLaughlin is going to know that that gap has opened up even more behind him. And back out front, white flag not quite waving just yet. 4:50 on the clock. And this is a 5-minute plus 1 lap race. So this is 2 to go, and this is a long last chance qualifier. This is going to go pretty much like 3 minutes past the time stopping with that extra lap. Davis going to be loving his positioning right now. Almost through the front door, but has plenty of time back to McLaughlin, who just got around Nathan Guy. So Nathan Guy on the 172, he's running into some problems. He's going to try to get McLaughlin back. It's going to be side by side into the sand. Squaring off the corner, McLaughlin going to triple in, and Guy cases the jump. So McLaughlin now moves back around Nathan Guy and into the 3 spot. But Nathan Guy crucially still in a transfer spot. He's going to have to be wary, though. As you can see, Dylan Cavacuti in the background is starting to close that gap down just a little bit on the number 94 Moto Playground Gas. It's a little over a 3-second gap right now between these two and 5th. So let's see how the whoops go. McLaughlin pretty smooth, kind of hopping here towards the end. Guy's going to get a couple kicks, but he runs out of whoops before it gets really bad. They'll double in. You can see Cavacuti in the background triples in and gets it very cleanly as well. That's going to allow him to close all the way up to these guys as they're still battling side by side, and Cavacuti is suddenly right into the picture. Guy, sensing some urgency here, pulls up alongside McLaughlin, and McLaughlin makes a mistake. Nathan Guy goes by into 3rd. Here comes Cavacuti for 4th. It's going to be bar to bar over the triple dualies, and McLaughlin going to go up the inside. Does he go for the kill? No. Cavacuti holds steady around the outside and into the final transfer spot. White flag coming out for these guys this time by. And Cavacuti has pulled this thing from way back to get into 4th now. Now, can he hold it is the question. White flag waving. Nathan Guy takes it in 3rd. Cavacuti in 4th. And McLaughlin lurking back there, hoping for something to happen. Through the sand rollers, everything staying pretty steady. I think it's going to come down to the whoops for these guys. Guy almost jumps off the track. Nice job regrouping, and still right back there's McLaughlin. Coming across the start straight, and oh my goodness, there's almost nothing in it. These guys are still so close. So let's see how it goes down in the whoop section. Only 2 of these guys are going to the main event. 3 riders want these 2 positions. Not a great run for Guy, but he kind of straightens it out. He's kind of bouncing. Cavacuti's going to go by, but Nathan Guy is making several mistakes, so Cavacuti goes up into 3rd, and McLaughlin went down in the whoops. So that'll be all she wrote. Nathan Guy should probably sense that's happening back there and just funnel in behind Cavacuti now just to qualify for the main event. Meanwhile, out front, unheated and a solid effort all the way throughout. Caden Speck got the lead early on, opened up a nice gap, and he's going to the main event as the winner in the last chance qualifier. Devin Davis, solid ride for him as well. He's going to be stoked to have a relatively event-free LCQ and go through the main here in 2nd. Cavacuti, we saw him go up into 3rd. Nathan Guy, he's kind of stuck on this jump right here. He's going to get going. Let's see if he just makes it through this last section clean. Double. Oh, he's playing it super safe. McLaughlin behind went for it. It could get close. McLaughlin is still fairly close, but he's not hitting the big lines. And Nathan Guy down to the finish line is going to go to the main event with a front flip to boot over the finish line jump. McLaughlin misses out by 4 seconds in the end. We've got Kyler Hockey back here. Jeremy Estrella not going through either. Brett Thomas, Alex Helms, Leon Atkinson, Kamar Glover, Dylan Smith, Jaden Cooper, Joe Wagner, Juan Gomez, Dylan Love, Trevin Thompson, Chandler Bloxham, Seth Harnischfeger, Nate Brow, Jack Fowler, Jeff Giffen are all the riders who did not finish this race, as we will continue to wait here for Kamar Glover to bring us home. These guys still battling for some glory back here. Liam Atkinson side by side there with Jeremy Estrella on the SwapMotoLive.com number 126. They're going to have a little bit of a drag race to the finish. It looks like Atkinson's going to make the pass. This is all just for bragging rights. So look at the line for Estrella. Goes for the quad, goes down. Atkinson going to take advantage of it and go by. Brett Thomas, he also went down. So finally coming across here in 7th actually was Alex Helms. Atkinson in 8th. These guys almost a minute behind that final transfer spot battle. So Brett Thomas comes across in the 9th spot. Estrella will finish up here in 10th. And the last rider to finish will be Estrella because Kamar Glover rage quit right there at the end. So take a look at our top 4 spots, and they stay the same. In fact, the 124 of McLaughlin was the first rider to have any penalties at all. He had 2.14 seconds of penalties. So even in an event of a close battle to the line there, McLaughlin would have likely been booted out on the lawyer when all was said and done. But Caden Speck goes to the main event with the victory here in the 250 LCQ. Alrighty, 450 last chance qualifier coming up. Again, same storyline. 4 riders go through out of this one, a 5-minute plus 1 lap race. And that will set the field for round 14 tonight of MotoOption Supercross in this last chance qualifier is brought to you by MXS Lobby. MXS Lobby provides and sells quality MX Simulator servers with a custom dashboard and many requested features. MXS Lobby constantly evolves to what users want. Get one today and start racing with others. That's mxslobby.com. Purchase your own server, set up your own race series, have a little bit of a server that you and your buddies just kind of mess around on. Whatever you need, MXS Lobby will help get you set up and can set up your own little online lobbies. Oh, I loaded straight into this one. That's rare. All right, Seth Shirley, Austin Bear, Rogan McIntosh, Dennis Fjellberg, Chase Donovan, Dylan Copeland, Daniel Mills, Jordan Olson, Devin Ryan, Logan Heagney, Reed Young, Riley Hewen, and Sean Klein. In this one, we also missed somebody else back here. Aaron Rockefeller, I think, is who we missed. Some big names in this one. Definitely some riders in this one that are going to be disappointed to not go through. Fjellberg on the 3, former national champion in Race Reg Gaming competition. He'll be lining up in this one. triple quad through there. These guys all just out here on their parade lap right now. Front flip for Hewen over the triple. Sean Klein, he was right there at the end. Almost made it through in to the main event. But in the end, just missed out. All right, here comes that 450 last chance qualifier. Brought to you by MXS Lobby. 4 riders go through to set the field for round 16 or round 14, I should say. A MotoOption Supercross. We're going to find out who they are right now. It's that 450 last chance qualifier, and it starts right now in Atlanta. Couple riders hitting the gate and out of the inside. Olsen with a good jump. He's going to control to the inside of the first corner, push everybody wide. But actually, it's going to be Klein cutting underneath on the 10 to get the hole shot. So it's Klein, Devin Ryan, Olsen, and Reed Young up front early on. But you can see everybody is still close together. Rockefeller backing out of the challenge for the double on the first lap there because everybody was still right there. Devin Ryan throws a huge whip trying to get it up the inside of Klein for the race lead. 441 back there. Shirley cuts up the inside of Reed Young to get into fourth temporarily. Klein sideways in the whoops. Oh, and down goes Jordan Olsen in the whoops. Klein went down as well. Devin Ryan goes to the race lead. Wow. Austin Bear moves into second. Reed Young now in third. And Riley Hewen finds his way into fourth. So the top 4 immediately get a bit of a separated gap. But I have a feeling this is going to break down a little bit more before this first lap is over. Here comes Austin Bear, not Seth Shirley. It's Austin Bear trying to close up on Devin Ryan for the race lead. A little mistake there on landing. Coming out of the inside of the corner, you double in. Then through here, you want to triple, and get down to the backside of this cleanly to go for the quad, but nobody's doing it right there. They're just going triple. Austin Bear is going to triple single. He closes right up on Devin Ryan. But Ryan will lead the first lap here in the last chance qualifier. Bear second. Hewen was side by side with Reed Young, but Young just went down. He OJ'd the triple before the finish line jump, so Klein goes by. There goes Rockefeller. There goes Jordan Olsen, and here comes Dylan Copeland as well. And over top might be coming. That is the 15 of Daniel Mills. So Young goes from transfer spot to the 9 spot, just like that. Casey Ohlert, Logan Heagney, they're still back there. Dennis Fjellberg with an awful start on the 3. He's down in 12th early on. He's going to have a long road ahead of him to get into a final transfer spot. Here's Klein and Rockefeller having a little battle amongst themselves. Austin Bear and Riley Hewen battling for the lead, but this is your final transfer spot. Oh, rider down. That was Jordan Olsen, I believe. So these two now go firmly into transfer spot, and they're right on the back here of Devin Ryan. Just so suddenly, Rockefeller with a little mistake entering the whoops. Devin Ryan getting some hops. Sean Klein again getting sideways in the whoops. These things are killing him tonight. As Bear leads, finally Klein is able to corral it together and not go down. But Ryan there in second, Klein third, Rockefeller fourth. And in the background, Daniel Mills still lurking back there with a gaggle of riders coming behind. Ballsy line at the inside by Klein to get the pass done on Ryan. Ryan cuts back underneath, almost puts the 10 on the ground. So these two kind of going back and forth. They're in transfer spot, but that doesn't matter, I guess, to them because they're going at it right now. Rockefeller gets by into third, but Klein's still right there. You can see Daniel Mills, Riley Hewen in the background waiting for their opportunity. Does Klein go for the quad? No, goes for the triple single option on Rockefeller. Oh, that was Bear down. Bear trying to get it turned around. That's going to be Mills going into the final transfer spot, and Hewen also went by into fifth. Got Heagney still back here. Oh, Devin Ryan goes down on the finish line jump, and now he's trying to get it righted. What in the world is happening? So let's reset it real quick. Rockefeller now leads, but Klein's coming up the inside to take it away from him just like that, and then Klein gets stuck in the Davalos bales. So it's Rockefeller from Daniel Mills now in second, Austin Bear in third, and Klein in fourth after the melee and the turn back there. So Hewen now, he's bar to bar with Logan Heagney. Heagney and Hewen going at it. Devin Ryan back there. I can see Fjellberg sneaking into the picture as Heagney goes down. And then Hewen goes down. What in the world is happening right now? Okay. Daniel Mills takes over the race lead. Rockefeller right behind him in second. Austin Bear will triple onto the table back there in third. And Klein in fourth. So the top four have opened up a nice little gap here. Back there is Devin Ryan. Klein again with the crossover line. A nice move in the end on Bear. Bear trying to fight back. They get together and they're both down and they're both off the bike. That did not need to happen whatsoever. Devin Ryan around the outside is going to move himself into third just like that. And now Bear back into fourth. Here comes Klein trying to fight back. And Fjellberg right into the mix. You can see the 3 machine lurking there in the background, waiting for an opportunity. These guys are still messing with each other, and Bear goes over the bars. He's down. Fjellberg's going to go into 5th. Devin Ryan made a mistake, and Klein jumped right over him. So here comes Fjellberg. He made a little mistake as well, but he's right there for that final transfer spot. Three riders grouped together just like we saw in that 250 LCQ. Daniel Mills leads, Rockefeller second, then an 8-second gap back to Klein, Devin Ryan, and Dennis Fjellberg all battling it out right now, essentially for third, but really there's only 2 transfer spots up for grabs in this group, and these 2 guys, or I'm sorry, all 3 of these guys would like to land in those 2 spots. Let's see what happens. Fjellberg has definitely been closing this gap down slowly but surely to get on the back tire of Devin Ryan. The feisty rider out of Oslo, Norway. Oh, big crash there in the background. Some lapped riders. So you see Rockefeller going the other way. There is Klein and then Devin Ryan going by, and now Fjellberg goes off the track. Hewen going to try to close up a little bit. Devin Ryan getting away kind of scot-free here. Rockefeller went down. Rockefeller is going to go back to 4th. So Devin Ryan moves up into 3rd, matching his teammate D-Mills out front. Klein still 2nd. And Rockefeller now on the bubble. Fjellberg and Hewen trying to close down. White flag is going to come out this time by. Fjellberg keeps making slight mistakes, and they're really costing him. Hewen almost pulled up alongside of him there. Rockefeller going to take the white flag. Still in a transfer spot, but it is getting down to crunch time. 1 lap to go. Rockefeller holds this final spot. Fjellberg wants it. Hewen wants it. Rockefeller wants maybe a piece of Klein or Devin Ryan up the road. It looks like it's Klein ahead of him now, so Devin Ryan's made another pass. It's currently a JDR 1-2. Here comes Klein trying to pass Devin Ryan back. He launches out onto this ski jump. I do not know how his suspension absorbed that, and he did not have a fall-off crash. But luckily, in the end, he doesn't go down. So he stays the course. He is still in that 3 spot. And Rockefeller back here. Dennis Fjellberg, Riley Hewen. Fjellberg is just not putting together as solid of an effort now as he was when he was coming through the field to get here in the 1st spot. Hewen lays it down. Fjellberg getting sideways, and Fjellberg is down. Rockefeller just has to make it through these final few sections, and he is going to be good to go. Devin Ryan is still lurking right here behind Sean Klein, but I think he's going to allow the 10 machine to just go on his way and take this 3rd place finish. So up front, Daniel Mills is going to bring it down. And a methodical, typical ride, really, out of Daniel Mills to wait for things to come to him. And he's going to the 450 main event tonight here in Atlanta. Sean Klein will finish up this one in 2nd. Devin Ryan will be 3rd here. And Rockefeller goes to the main event in 4th. Hewen, Copeland, Fjellberg, Shirley, Bear, Olsen, McIntosh, Heagney, Young, Ohlert, all missing out on this one, including Chase Donovan. Here's Donovan still back here. Looks like he'll be the last rider still circulating to finish this one up. So as we wait for all these guys to come through, looks like it will most likely stay the same, barring a disaster for Aaron Rockefeller 5.9 seconds there ahead of Hewen in the end. I see a question being posed in chat, so quickly answer. Sean625 was asking, where is the over-under bridge that McAdoo slammed into, and why is it not on this track? The over-under bridge was never included on the track map for Atlanta 1 or Atlanta 2 in their blueprints, in the Dirtworks crew blueprints. And that is what the Race Factor Gaming track crew builds these tracks off of. It's a long process to build these tracks. You don't just build this track overnight and it happens. It's a couple months work to just get this exact track that they're racing on out there. So they build it off the blueprints, and since that over-under bridge is not part of the blueprints, that is why it's not on this track. That's why you see some different things. They don't have, the start area is different. The big double wasn't there in real life. The over-under bridge wasn't there at Atlanta 1 or tonight at Atlanta 2 in the game, though it was in real life. So just a couple things that are, there's always going to be slight differences with the sim track as opposed to the real track. Wow, Sean Klein had 9.5 seconds of cuts. Still makes the main, but very close. 2.4 seconds in the end over Hewen. So, wow, that was very, very close. 9.5 seconds of cuts. That's not something that you see every day. I'm not sure where Sean Klein would have went off the track to have that moment happen to him, but either way, he still makes the main event. Yes, I have considered streaming on Twitch. Thank you for asking. This exact series, we've been streaming this series since 2015, so basically for the last 7 years. And up until last year, we always exclusively streamed on Twitch. We did a couple of years where we did some Twitch to YouTube porting, but we just exclusively streamed on Twitch. Twitch, honestly, is a lot easier to stream to than YouTube. YouTube is very difficult. However, we've moved over to YouTube exclusive for this particular series because obviously our YouTube audience is huge. We have like 85,000 subscribers here. I think we have 4,500 followers or something on Twitch. So, obviously numbers-wise, it just makes a lot more sense to stream here. We get more people to come by and watch it. But I still do stream on Twitch. In fact, I'm getting MLB The Show 21 early coming on this Friday, so I think I'm going to stream a little bit on Friday night playing MLB The Show over on our Start Your Systems TV Twitch channel. But yeah, we still stream on Twitch from time to time. Just don't do it for this main series. All right, round 7 of the 250 West Championship is coming up right now as the main event gets loaded onto the gate. Get a quick disconnect, reconnect. And this main event tonight is brought to you by MX Simulator. Without MX Simulator, more specifically Josh Vanderhoof, none of this would be possible. MX Simulator captures that motocross feeling like no other game you've ever picked up, and Race Factory owes everything to JLV. Thanks, Josh. Head over to mxsimulator.com. That's mxsimulator.com, and buy yourself a copy of the game today if you haven't already, or get the demo, whatever you want to do. It's a fun game. It's got a lot of content, tons and tons of content. Done over 200 episodes of track walk in this game, which is absolutely insane, which means there's 200 plus custom tracks available in this game, custom bikes, you name it, tons of stuff available. So, all right, here we go. Round 7 coming up. Jaden Wilson trying to win his first main event of the year. John Heilman, he looked pretty good in his heat race. Payson Johnson, he's trying to win his 5th main of the year. Tanner Rogers is trying to win his 3rd main event of the year. Brandon Nygren, Neil Fitzpatrick, Cooper Hunt, Tyron Tomich, Caden Speck, Lane Wofford, Zoa Cross, Ethan Olson, Seth Crotty, Adrian Wilson, Trent Adams, Devin Davis, Dylan Cavacuti, Alex Kerr, Ethan Gerst, Nathan Guy, Payson Johnson, and Robert Wilson all going to the line tonight for round 7 of the 250 West Championship, and it's all brought to you by mxsimulator.com. Captain Jack, the reason it takes so long is because you have to basically start from scratch with every terrain. You don't like 3D scan the terrain or anything like that. Obviously, we don't have that capability. We don't go to the races and 3D scan them. So they start from scratch. They do this all by hand, sometimes in Photoshop, sometimes in the in-game editor. And then you have to lay thousands of decals onto the track. You have to lay thousands of objects. You have to do shading. You have to do a bunch of different rendering. You have to build this gigantic speedway stadium. They do it once, but obviously they use it 3 different times. They have to do all the lighting files correctly. They have to do the timing gates. They have to do the gate files. It's a very long process to build a track, and if you haven't watched my track editor series here on the channel, I'd recommend it, because even to make like just a lowbrow local track stuff that I've done in the past, it still takes like 10 to 15 hours straight of work. So that's why it takes a while for these guys to do it sometimes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Getting loaded onto the gate for this 250 main event, waiting on Caden Speck. There we go. And it's time. Round 7 of the 250 West Championship at Atlanta Motor Speedway starts right now, live on Start Your Systems. Oh, what a charge into the first corner. Johnson runs deep. He's going to try to come out, but it's Wilson. Jaden Wilson picks up the whole shot. Johnson trying to go around the outside into the race lead, and he does just like that. Payson Johnson out front. Jaden Wilson in second, and Gerst up there in third early on. A couple guys casing and some contact. Tomic gets punted off the track there, trying to get back on before the Supercross triple, but it's Johnson leading from Wilson as they head into the whoops. First time through, let's see how it goes. Johnson, a little bit of the hops. Wilson trying to get a drive up the inside. He might go for the race lead. No, backs out of the challenge. Johnson holds steady out of the whoops. That has been the treacherous spot as I see Tanner Rogers go down in the background. He gets kind of hung up with a bunch of different riders. So Johnson, Wilson, Gerst, and Trent Adams are on the 44 out front early on, but Johnson already streaking out a bit of a gap here. Johnson was kind of like right in the middle of the thick group coming into the first corner. There was like 5 or 6 guys still side by side. Johnson was the only guy to kind of late break and go a little bit deeper than them. He goes quad triple before the finish line jump. Oh, he's going way too long here, though. How did he land that? Payson Johnson leading the first lap right now, and he is absolutely gone already. Jaden Wilson back here is wondering, how did he get such a big gap so fast? But it's still Wilson from Gerst and Adams right there behind these guys. Lane Wofford comes through in 5th on the first lap of the race. Got Cooper Hunt back here. Caden Speck comes through in 7th off the LCQ win. John Heilman in 8th. Alex Curran 9th. Olson 10th. Nygren 11th. Cavacuti 12th. Davis 13th. Rogers way back in 14th. Braden Tharp is 15th. Crotty, Wilson 16, 17. Tomic way back here as well. Guy Fitzpatrick and Wilson coming through with Zoa Cross bringing up the caboose. Give you a quick run through the field at the end of the first lap. But Payson Johnson trying to say goodbye and good night early on here. Remember, he has a 36-point lead right now on Jaden Wilson. So if he can get 16 more points than Wilson tonight, which is a long shot, he clinches the championship. All he has to do is beat Tanner Rogers, and he eliminates Rogers from title contention here tonight. But if somehow, some way, Jaden Wilson has an awful main event and Johnson outscores him by 16 points, he is your champion. And just as an indication what that's going to take, Jaden Wilson finishing, I believe, down in 14th or worse. Or I'm sorry, 13th or worse. So we'll see how it goes as Johnson continues to lead. Gerst coming through here. He is still in the 2 spot. Cooper Hunt now has gotten around Jaden Wilson for 3rd as these 2 riders are going at it. Kind of dualies over the Supercross triple. Into the wall jump down the backside. Wilson trying to drag race with Cooper Hunt to the other side of the speedway here. Plowing into the sand section. Wilson going to have the nose, but will he have the line? Yes, Cooper Hunt kind of concedes there. I think these 2 are still early in the race. They're just trying to settle into a bit of a pace right now. Can see Cooper Hunt a little short on that double. It's kind of difficult on these 250Fs to still get a good drive. When you take the inside in that left-hand sweeper before the big double, you kind of have to seat bounce it, and as it's bumpy coming out of that, it can get treacherous in a hurry. Payson Johnson out front, though, already gone on Gerst there in second. It's a Covenant 2-3 right now. I'm sure they're going to be pretty excited about being up here in the mix. And Jaden Wilson, at least as it stands, is going to keep this title fight alive for one more round. Johnson going to be in a very prime position to clinch at round 8 next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway for Atlanta 3. 4.5 minutes down. Leaves us 11.5 minutes still to go. Or 10.5, I should say. Wilson, a couple mistakes, losing touch with Gerst. But Gerst now makes a big mistake. He cases the Supercross triple before the finish line jump. Seems like these 250 guys are slightly struggling with getting slowed up off the rhythm lane to still downside that triple landing good. So Cooper Hunt comes across in 4th. John Heilman rounds out the top 5 right now. It's Lane Wofford back here in the 6th spot. Alex Kerr will land off the finish line jump in 7th. Brandon Nygren in 8th. And now we have a nice battle brewing here. Nygren, Crotty, and Olsen coming up here. Little 3-rider train battling it out for the 8th spot, currently occupied by Brandon Nygren. Crotty actually under more of an attack right now from Olsen as they work their way through the sand section. Ooh, mistake though. Olsen lost a lot of time right there. Devin Davis in the background going to be lurking. Looks like Olsen just kind of cased the triple in. Meanwhile, these guys... Oh, Crotty, what a save! Crotty landed nose heavy off the double, and it kind of kicked him way forward right in the nose all the way into the corner. It kicked back sideways, and he was completely stood up, and then it just landed smoothly in a pocket in the rut and continued on. That was insane. That's one of those saves that you're like, thank you, whoever that was that allowed that to happen, because that was unbelievable that he got that. Meanwhile, though, that has definitely allowed Olsen to close right back up on him, and Olsen going to try to size up a pass. He's going to the outside, not going to be able to triple in right here. So Crotty, a little bit of the heart in the mouth moment right now. Might be trying to just kind of regroup his hands a little bit. Everything kind of settling down again. Johnson's lead continuing to extend right now out to 12.3 seconds. He actually crashed last time by, it looks like, because he had a 46.5 when he was down doing 35.9s. That's better than they were doing in qualifying. So let's go on board with Johnson here and just take a look. This is just absolutely insane, the pace that this young man on the Panini Motorsports number 8 is putting down. Kind of hopping through the whoops there at the end, but then gets back on top and blitzes. Outside, triple in, step off, triple again. Is he doing the hip jump in this corner? He's going to go quad. He's going to size up this jump really well, but he's not going to like to do it. Roll up the inside, step on, step off. Just carry speed through here. Kind of almost can low line that double with the speed he's carrying. Then triple here. Elects not to triple there. Goes double single into this Supercross triple. Tucks to the inside here in the far end of the circuit. He's just all by himself over here. 12-second lead. So then it goes triple here, and if he downsides this clean, he will go quad right there and triple in to the finish line jump. That, I mean, the speed he's carrying through that section is insane. A 36.2, and you'll see on the left side of your screen the time go up on the pit board. It was at 12.6 at the finish line. It's now 13.6. It's 14.1. That's all because those guys are finally going through the section that he just nailed coming down to the finish line, and that was basically a 2-second difference by hitting that clean right there. Johnson out front is absolutely flying right now. Goes triple quad. The 250s just, I mean, they barely have enough power to get that. He's doing it lap after lap. And seemingly putting it in cruise control already. Let's go find some battles. Wilson is back into the 2-spot. Cooper Hunt, or no, actually, yeah, Wilson is in the 2-spot. Cooper Hunt 3rd. Heilman 4th. Nygren 5th. Tomic is up to 6th. So Tyron Tomic has put in a crazy charge. He was in 18th when we saw him on the first lap. He just got around Ethan Gerst to move into 6th. You have Gerst still back there battling it out with Lane Wofford. And looks like Kerr coming into the mix back there with Seth Crotty off the back. So it's a little nice tied together 5-rider train from 6 through 10 right now. But this recovery ride from Tomic is really strong so far, and it's going to be crucial in the fight for third in the championship. Tanner Rogers having himself a bit of a rough night. We haven't seen him in the mix just yet. Things closing up, though. Ethan Gerst. Oh, Tomic goes over the bars just as I switched away from him. Gerst, Seth Crotty, Alex Kerr, and Lane Wofford all coming through back here. Ethan Gerst getting a little off kilter as the seat bounce. This double still kind of shorts it. That's going to allow Kerr to kind of close up a little bit here. And might just jump right over top of him. Look at that. Alex Kerr on the move right now. And Gerst, more mistakes. Did not get this rhythm clean at all. So Seth Crotty goes by. So some close action mixed in through the field here. Devin Davis got a little double whip going on there. Lane Wofford still has Tomic right behind him. So Tomic going to try to reignite the fire and surge his way forward once again. We are 10.5 minutes into this thing. So time is clicking by. Wofford actually might have a shot at Davis again here. He's closed right back up onto the number 29. And Tomic sitting back there licking his chops, hoping these guys get together. Wofford up the inside across the start straight. Davis has to back out of the challenge and funnels in behind him. Little 3-rider train over the double together, though. And that was Gerst down, so they're all going to funnel by him. Big whip for all 3-riders. This is almost tri-leads, just not quite side by side. Into the whoop section we go. Wofford, Davis. Here comes Tomic on the outside of Davis. Davis goes defensive and plows over the berm, over the Davlos bales. He landed it off the side of the track, though. Kind of front flipped over the top of the berm, took Tomic to the top with him. But Tomic was able to continue on. So let's look up the road a little bit, see what's going on. Here is your race leader, Payson Johnson, into some lap traffic now. That's Robert Wilson sliding out of the way. And Johnson's lead has stayed fairly steady. It's been hovering around this 15 to 20 second range for a little while. He hasn't quite extended it as much as we maybe thought he was going to do earlier in the race. And Jaden Wilson's hoping that maybe that's going to play into his favor a little bit here later as Johnson continues to surge into some lap traffic. He's coming up on Nathan Guy. If Johnson hits this lap traffic, maybe crashes once or twice, you never know what could happen. And Wilson just going to try to put in the consistent laps back there and hope for the best. Johnson just looking smooth as silk, though, when he's riding by himself. Just got to work through those lap traffic real clean. Cooper Hunt, nice ride right now. In third, Brandon Nygren actually is closing up on John Heilman for fourth. There's a strong ride for the 150. Heilman going to open it up a little bit more right there, though, because he got the on-off cleaner. But haven't talked too much about Nygren and his performance here tonight. It seems like he is made amends and worked his way forward from a mid-pack start to get himself into fifth and still has a shot at fourth here. He's going to make a couple of mistakes here, though. .20-second lead now for Payson Johnson, 13.5 minutes in. Looking like it's going to be 3 to go. Back to sixth here is Seth Crotty on the Pro Line Designs 131. Solid effort for him as well. He has gotten away from that group he was battling with not too long ago to get up into sixth and kind of leave them all behind. Kerr just went down. He takes Tomic with him. So Tomic and Kerr both down and off the bike. And a couple riders went through. Gerst is now side by side. We got dualies. Are they going to continue? Double dualies? Oh, dualies over the finish line jump. Kerr comes up a little bit short. Gerst is going to make the pass. Davis was the rider that was able to sneak through in all that chaos. A 31-second lead now for Payson Johnson. So finally it's kind of extended here at the end of the race. And Davis now finds himself up into 7th. Gerst back here in 8th, battling with Alex Kerr. They're going to kind of cut across each other onto the start straight. Ooh, almost into the back tire of Gerst there. Side by side into the Supercross triple, kind of little dualies there. And up the inside comes Alex Kerr. Nice run into the whoops. Oh, Gerst is getting kicked all around. Kerr had a big mistake, though, halfway through, and they're going to end up side by side at the end of the whoops. Now Gerst cuts back underneath. He's going to get the pass back, at least momentarily. Let's see how it comes out at the end, though. Kerr is going to elect to do a different rhythm. Let's see if he triples out. He does, but he loses a little bit too much time, and Gerst gets that position back just like that. Kerr is still right there, and here comes, that's Davis getting up from a crash. Gerst had to go off the track to avoid him. He's going to jump on behind him. Now they're going to try to jump over him, and they're still side by side, almost 3 abreast coming up to the triple. We got kind of lead dualies, almost tri-leads going on there. Kerr goes defensive on Gerst. Gerst around the outside gets him back. Davis, not knowing what's going on behind him, just hears bikes revving galore, and Gerst finally solidifies that spot. Almost goes down, but a nice save right there. And Cavacuti down before the finish line jump, but he is a lap down. So Davis, who was off the track there for a moment, just kind of regrouping. Here's Heilman, Crotty. Brandon Nygren has got around Heilman, as we saw. Cooper Hunt still runs a solid 3rd. Jaden Wilson all by himself in 2nd. And here comes the white flag a-waving for your race leader, Payson Johnson. He has been absolutely incredible here in this main event, pulling out a sizable lead late in this race, denying Jaden Wilson that first victory of the season for him. But obviously, for Johnson's sake, extending the championship lead was pretty much the only thing he was worried about here tonight. And winning the race is obviously going to do that for him. Jaden Wilson finishing up in 2nd, though, is going to keep it as close as it can be with the Johnson win. So it's going to go from 36 to 39 points next week, and that means that Johnson basically just needs to get 13 points next week, and he's the champion. Into the whoops he goes one last time, working his way through some lap traffic. He's catching Lane Wofford on the 181 here. Double in. Just taking it easy here at the end. Oh, he's going to jump off the side of the track and jump back on. Wofford goes down. Johnson a little slide out. Wilson's tripling almost into Nathan Guy right there. Cooper Hunt still back here. Seth Crotty all the way up to 4th. Nice ride for him. Heilman's got up into 5th around Brandon Nygren, so they've been playing some musical positions back here while we are watching Payson Johnson on the last lap of the race. So for Johnson, it will be the 5th win of the season for him. The 5th win of his career as well. As mentioned, extends that championship lead to 39 with 2 rounds to go. And he is going to be oh so excited about this one. It's 2 for 2 as Johnson wins again here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jaden Wilson going to come down. Johnson's pulled off to the side of the track, out of the way. I think he's going to wait till this race is over and start doing some burnouts on the asphalt over there. But Wilson's still out here ripping some laps. Cooper Hunt. Crotty coming through the whoops here, and then Nygren. Looks like Heilman just went down. That cost him 5th. See if it costs him any more. Here comes Gerst. Closing up, though. And Tanner Rogers has made good progress, but he just went down. Here comes Tomic around the outside of him. Remember, these two are in a battle for 3rd in the championship with John Heilman, I believe it is. Kerr has also gotten into the picture here late. So points up for grabs here. These guys going for it. Oh, contact. They're both going to go down, and Alex Kerr is going to benefit. So let's see what happens when they get up. Can Rogers get back around Tomic? Tomic trying to hold steady ahead of him. Look at this line. Rogers going to cut back to the outside, get a drive. I thought he was going to triple in right there. That was peculiar to go all the way out there and then just case the double triple. So Tomic stays ahead of him for the time being. This is a battle for 9th, and a mistake for Rogers there. So Thomas just has to get through this rhythm lane clean. Wow, goes for the quad here at the end. Oh, he's trying to get over the top of, is that Gerst right there? Yes, it is. And Thomas launches to the finish line, lands it off the finish line jump, and finishes 8th. There is almost no transition off that finish line face, so that was incredible. Davis is going to end up 11th in this one with a DNF. And all the other runners coming through. Adrian Wilson still yet to finish. Cavacuti and Zoa Cross also did not finish this race. It was 19th for Nathan Guy, 18th Trent Adams, 17th for Robert Wilson, 16th for Caden Speck, 15th for Braden Tharp, 14th Olson. We'll look at cuts here, see if anything changed real quick as we're going through. Looks like nothing changed, and there is Payson Johnson up against the sidewall here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, just laying down the rubber. He has buried that tire into the asphalt. He's just been doing burnouts all day long. Tire has still got perfect tread on it, hasn't worn out at all. Jaden Wilson is over here. He's laid the bike into the ground as well. They're all just having fun. This is your podium right here, ladies and gentlemen. Johnson, Wilson, and Cooper Hunt finishing this night off with some burnouts. Always good to see these guys still having fun. I'm sure they're all individually excited about their results. All right, that means it is time for round 14 of MotoOption Supercross, the 450 main event coming up. 20 points in it between our top 4 in the championship. A 12-point lead for Carter over Leclerc. Leclerc 4 points back of him has Jack Haley, and 4 points back of him, is Tyler Lang. And tonight's 450 main event is brought to you by Racetech Suspension. Racetech is an industry leader in suspension components and service. Racetech has been a huge supporter of RF from the beginning, providing a ton of prizing for RF's competitors. Racetech is your place to go for all of your suspension needs. Thank you, Racetech, for your continued support of MotoOption Supercross, and they bring you round 14 of this championship at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So what are we thinking, chat? What is going to happen in this main event? Who is going to come out as the winner? Is the points lead going to change hands? Carter with that 12-point advantage, it was a lot larger, but last week changed everything around. He's got those red plates on. He's feeling the flow, but can he walk out of here with those red plates still on the back of his EVP Kawasaki? We'll have to see what happens. Leclerc looking for his 5th win of the season, which is the most of anybody out there on the track tonight. Seabolt looking for his 2nd win of the season. Carter looking for his 4th win of the season. Jack Haley also looking for his 4th win. Lang looking for his 1st win of the season. Tyler Lang still does not have a win to his credit. And Chase Blakely also has a win this season, as well as Colton Mitchell. So we've had, 6 different winners this year already? 5, 6 different winners? It's been a good season. And it seems like it's only getting better in this championship fight down the stretch as Carter trying to hold on to this narrow points advantage. But Leclerc, Haley, and Lang are coming. And if tonight has been an indication so far, Lang looks like he's the most fired up he's been all season long to get this taken care of, get his 1st win of his career. Leclerc looked pretty smooth and consistent like we saw him at Atlanta 1 in his heat race. Haley with a late crash cost himself a gate pick, but he looked fast as well. So Carter still on the back foot here as we get ready to go racing. What is going to happen? We're going to find out right now. It's round 14 of MotoOption Supercross inside of Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it starts right now. Big jump for Leclerc. Seabolt going to try to run him deep into the first corner. He slides it out, and Leclerc comes out with the lead, but Jack Haley's up the inside. He's going to try to take it away. It's bar to bar between Leclerc and Haley for the lead, and Haley's going to get it. Carter's right there on the outside. Haley down. And up the inside, Cochran tried to get the lead. Carter off the track, and Leclerc out front with Klein right there. Carter able to get back on. He is still right there in 3rd. Leclerc into the whoops. He's a little sideways. Look at Carter for the lead. Leclerc down. And Carter to the front. Braden Carter takes over the race lead. He's got Casey Cochran right behind him, Cohenauer, and then Seabolt. Janice rounding out the top 5 with Magnetti. I'm sorry, that's St. Laurent coming through right there in 6th. Irvine 7th. Haley now finds himself in 8th, and Leclerc back there in 10th, trying to go around Sean Klein for 9th. Where is Tyler Lang? As Carter leads this race. I do not see Lang at all. Got an awful start. So Carter is going to bring it down and lead the first lap of the race here at Atlanta 2. He's got Casey Cochran giving chase. And we're waiting to see where exactly Tyler Lang is after this first lap. He is absolutely buried right now as Caleb Hall missed a timing gate. You saw him going backwards across the track there. It's going to be Carter from Cochran. Seabolt coming down. He has moved himself up into the 3 spot. Cohenauer, he's going down in 4th right now. Janice able to avoid him. These guys trying to jump over top of him. Oh, that was close. And Haley comes flying into this turn. Just gets it stopped in time. But St. Laurent going to tuck back up the inside of him. You see Leclerc on the right side of your screen as well, trying to get mixed up into this group. Here he comes. Wow, Leclerc out of nowhere, shot out of a cannon. Gets around Daniel Irvine and tries to go up the inside of William St. Laurent. Trying to keep tabs on Haley up ahead of him. St. Laurent a mistake. Leclerc around the outside off the Supercross triple, going to get around him. Irvine going up the inside of Leclerc, trying to make things interesting here. Leclerc, wow, that was crazy. Went down in the whoops here on the first lap of the race. He's giving chase to Haley now. They are 5th and 6th. I'm trying to keep an eye back there. I do not see Tyler Lang coming through the whoops even. Looks like he just entered the whoops in the background. Looks like he's in like 18th or so. And he has got a huge mountain to climb again this week. It just keeps happening for Tyler Lang. Cannot get a good start. So Haley now has Matthias Janice ahead of him. He's got his sights on the 130. And Janice, remember, he finished on the podium just last week in Atlanta 1. A little mistake there. Rider off the side of the track. That was Cochran. So Cochran crashes out a 2nd. Seabolt goes to the 2 spot. Janice now 3rd. Haley 4th, and Leclerc 5th. As Braden Carter continues to lead the race. Look at that line. Oh, are you kidding me, Jack Haley? The speed he carries and the commitment to hit that double jump like it's a whoop. And not have the front end kick. Not have the bike throw sideways. Incredible. And it affords him the ability to not only make the pass on Janice, but put a buffer between himself and Leclerc. So Seabolt, who has now moved into 2nd, has got his eyes on Carter ahead. Remember, Carter last week was racing on a laptop while he was in Hawaii. As far as I know, he is back home this week. He's on his normal setup, and he's starting to look a little bit like the normal Carter we have seen all season long. And a win right now would really solidify his chances at a title. With just 3 rounds still to go after this. So Carter from Seabolt. Haley now up into 3rd as we saw. And Leclerc gets around Janice. He is up into 4th. So aside from Lang, all of your heavy hitters are out front. In order of where they are in the championship. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the track right now is 1st, 5th, 2nd, and 3rd in the championship. And Lang coming through the rhythm lane the opposite way. You see him going by there. He is just going to be kicking himself watching the points slip away right here. So much being lost with all of his championship rivals out front. We're going to see if Alexis Leclerc can do anything about Jack Haley. Watch this line Haley does up ahead of him. Just hitting that jump like a whoop and like just gains so much time on Leclerc. 35-1 for Leclerc last time by. 35 dead for Haley. 34-4 for Seabolt and a 34-3. So Carter reset fastest lap of the race last time by out front. Seabolt trying to keep tabs, and of course Leclerc still right behind Haley as our front 4 are going to start stretching it out here on the rest of the field. And if you have never watched for the best riders to ever do it in MX Simulator, you're in for a real treat because we've got 15 minutes of this race left. And any one of these guys could easily win this race here tonight. Haley down out of 3rd. Jack Haley hits the deck. He is going to lose third to Leclerc, fourth to Janis, and fifth to Cochran as he slides back to sixth. And that's where he will stay, but that is a lot of lost ground and points for Haley. He's going to need to make all that back and then some, but a lot of time still left to do it. So that allows Leclerc the ability to get some free air and just kind of clean sailing right now in third. Oh, Seabolt barrel roll. He stays on the bike, but a lot of time lost right there. He goes from a couple seconds down of Carter to 6.8 down, and Leclerc coming through, going to go 9 seconds down of Carter now. So all this pressure that we were talking about, the championship weight starting to bear down on Carter in his first full season of 450 Supercross after winning that 250 West title last year. 3 wins on the season, took over the points lead after Leclerc had a DNF DNS on back-to-back weeks. And Carter had stretched out a pretty sizable lead, but then last week, things just did not go his way whatsoever. A 15th place finish while Leclerc took the win. And Leclerc came from, pretty much out of the championship picture, right back into the thick of it, 12 points down. And Carter was going to have to react tonight some way, somehow, and so far, it's looking like he has found that mojo once again, 7 minutes into this 450 main event out front and pulling out a lead on Jeremy Seabolt in second. Leclerc still running in third, but Carter looks very smooth out front. Leclerc actually has taken over the second spot, and Haley was just moved back into third, but then Janis goes back by him, and Seabolt goes down again, so Hubbard goes by, and Sullivan, and it looks like Castellaneta will be the only other rider to go through. Magnetti was coming by. Oh, riders down everywhere back here. Cochran was off the track, so Seth Garrett's going to go by him. We got Logan Leitzel back here. Devin Ryan just got up from a crash, so Bryce Whelan went by him. And then Daniel Irvine, he's tripling in right there. Sean Klein, Cohenauer, and then finally Tyler Lang won his heat race tonight. An 18th place right now for him. Moves up to 17th around Klein, but he is kicking himself so much right now. He needed a start so bad. He has not had a good start really at all this year in the main events. And again, doesn't get it. But the start is only part of it, obviously. Getting a bad start doesn't help your case when you're trying to weave your way through the field, but you have got to try to stay on 2 wheels in the first couple laps of the race and give yourself a chance. As you can see here, Lang, he is over half the track basically behind race leader Braden Carter. He just didn't give himself a chance, really. And because of that, he is likely going to watch his chances at this 2021 championship fade into the distance. He's going to make some passes on Irvine and Leitzel, so he's gaining some spots now. But unless he has that same exact maniacal charge that he put on just a week ago, going to be tough to convince people otherwise. Oh, change of the lead up front. Leclerc takes it over. Carter had just made a huge mistake in the rhythm section. I'm not sure if he was down, but Leclerc has taken over the race lead. Now, this is a very interesting change in dynamic because Leclerc out front. Going to pull this gap down to 9 if it stays as is. If they go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 like this the rest of the season, Leclerc ties Carter on points but wins on the tiebreaker. Leclerc barrel rolls and he goes down. Leclerc down with the race lead. Unbelievable turn of events. Haley goes by, Janis goes by, and suddenly Carter is still just as vulnerable as he was before. It's not cut and dry, and there goes Haley down again. So now Haley just went down again. Janis all by himself in second. I think Janis just went down on the finish line jump, though. Did he? No, he landed. He was kicked out really sideways there. So Carter retakes the race lead. Janis now second. Leclerc comes through in third. And Hubbard now finds himself in fourth ahead of Jack Haley in fifth. Haley has not been able to stay off the ground here, and it's really hurt him. Seabolt is still sitting back behind him there. Oh, and Leclerc just went down again at the end of the rhythm lane here. Not sure what happened there. I can only theorize he cased the quad and rolled out of that section while crashing. But Leclerc just went from leading the race to 6th in the blink of an eye, really. So at the halfway point of this main event, Carter still leads this race out front, going the other way there. You can see him as Haley's going to try to size up a move on Hubbard. which would be now for third. Janice second, Hubbard third, Haley fourth, Seabolt fifth, and Leclerc jumping into the rhythm section back there in sixth. Haley trying to sneak up the inside here. And again up the inside, but Hubbard just taking these outsides and keeping his momentum flowing. Haley a little short right there. Tyler Lang has clawed all the way up to 10th for the time being. Look at how bumpy that corner is getting down there too. Oh, Haley, a big mistake. Don't go down. Nice save, but he's losing so much time going into the tough blocks there. Still busts the triple out, but he's still in and out of the tough block. So Seabolt took advantage of that to go by him, and now is going to try to close up on Hubbard and Janice as Carter continues to lead out front, out to a 7.5 second lead. Oh my goodness, Carter casing the quad right there as well. I'm pretty sure that's how Leclerc crashed just a lap ago. So I think these guys might be hitting a couple notches in the jumps they weren't expecting as the race gets deeper. This is now one of the longest races we've had all night and the longest 450 race that we've had all night. So these guys have not seen the track in race condition at this level just yet, unless they went out while the 250 guys, they were in warm-up mode. The 250 guys out there burning laps on the track, maybe they changed the track up a little bit as well. Step on, step off, triple quad, still looking good for Carter. Hubbard now moves into second. We have lost Matthias Janice. So Janice, who was in the mix, has now dropped back to fourth, and Leclerc is now hounding him. Keeping an eye, Jack Haley in the background there right behind St. Laurent. Or I'm sorry, Magnetti. That's Magnetti this time. Janice over table, double out. Leclerc inside, step on off. Single, two different lines. See which one works out best. Leclerc trying to pull up alongside. Look at how bumpy. All the way through that corner is just trying to stay in the rut and let the tires flow through without tipping over. So who gets this line cleaner? Janice not going to be able to quad. Leclerc didn't elect to go for the quad. They're going triple, and Leclerc down again. Oh, these guys are all falling apart. And just allowing Carter a huge advantage here. Leclerc going to case the triple. That's going to allow not only Haley but Magnetti through. Oh, and big lag bubble hit right there. Magnetti gets tossed from Leclerc's French lag bubble right there. So Haley and Leclerc stacked together. We still know that Lang is buried in the field a little bit. I think he was running 12th last time we saw him. Change for the lead, actually. Hubbard has gone to the front. Carter went down. So Hubbard leads, and Seabolt moves to second. Carter back to third. And now it's on. Here we go. This is going to be interesting. Hubbard trying to become a first-time winner in the 450 class. Seabolt looking for his second win of the season. And they're trying to spoil the party a bit for Carter. Carter still going to gain points in the championship as they run, but he was going to gain so many more until this happened. And now contact, and Seabolt goes down and off the bike crash. Hubbard jumps back across the track. He's checking through the rhythm lane. He lands on Carter, and Carter stays up. So Carter staying on two wheels as Hubbard goes down. Seabolt and Janice are going to go by. Nobody wants this race lead. Every time Carter has it, he crashes. Seabolt gets into the lead. He goes down. Hubbard goes down. Leclerc went down. Nobody wants it right now. And Seabolt remounts about 6 seconds back of Carter. Gained a little bit of time coming out of the finish line jump and opened up a gap on Janice because of it. Got Hubbard coming over the line in fourth. Here's Leclerc in fifth, and Haley is way back here in sixth coming down. Got the rhythm lane smooth, but these guys are just not as consistent as we expected them to be in the main event here. So does Carter have another big mistake in him? We'll see. Wow, elects not to go for the double there. Must have got a mistake coming out of the corner. That's going to allow Seabolt a lot of time gained right there. This track is starting to get brutal. You'll go on board here with Seabolt 2.3 seconds down to the lead, and look at how deep some of these ruts are. Not even just this corner. Oh, Carter off the track, back onto the track. Seabolt going to the inside for the race lead. Going to take it. Carter trying to fight back around the outside, and will just funnel in behind the defending champion who now leads here at Atlanta again. Our top 4 separated by literally what you're looking at on the screen right there. With about 4.5 minutes and a lap to go. Seabolt leads again at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A little bit of a case, though. Here comes Carter. Going to close back up as they go around. Kind of dualies over the triple. Seabolt goes to defend. Carter just has to funnel in behind him, and Carter lays it down. A little mistake. He's going to have to roll this jump and try to safely rejoin. He's going to miss a timing gate. Here comes Janice. Janice over top. He is another guy looking for his first career 450 win. As Carter pulls back alongside of him, dualies over the triple. And dualies, they hit on the finish line jump, and they both go down. Hubbard goes by. Carter is on the ground. They're trying to get up as Carter gets away first. Then Janice. Leclerc's still not here, just losing way too much time to be close there. What on earth is happening right now? As once again, oh my goodness, Janice goes down at the end of the sand. That's going to be a spot gain for Leclerc. Barely, as he goes around the outside, almost hitting him. And then nearly jumps off the racetrack right there. Leclerc having a bit of his problems right now. But how about it? Seabolt leading this main event. Looking for his second win of the 2021 season. He's not going to win this championship this year. But he is certainly not going out without a fight here. Hubbard trying to keep him honest in case another mistake happens. But Hubbard himself, he is going for Mr. Toad's wild ride back here. He gets kicked all sideways. That's going to allow Carter to close back in just a little bit at least. 9 seconds back of Seabolt. And Carter's still sitting right there. We got Leclerc up into 4th, Janice 5th, Magnetti 6th, and Haley back to the 7th spot. Haley is right there behind Magnetti, looking to gain a position. Lang still in 10th. So if anything, the positive that's happening right now for Leclerc, Lang, and Haley is that Carter is not winning this main event. He is in 3rd. So he's not maximizing his points tally on the night. He's going to get 21 points as it runs. Leclerc is going to pick up 19 points, so that'll be 2 points lost. So go down to 14 back. Haley losing more positions. Just went down again. Is Jack Haley out of the race? Oh, Jack Haley has disconnected. Jack Haley with a rage quit out of the main event at Atlanta 2. May have just cost himself a championship. Wow. And just as this happens, Carter hits the deck, allowing Leclerc the ability to go by and gain points in the championship. Unbelievable. I can't believe Haley just did that. A rage quit as a championship decider for Jack Haley. Unbelievable. Now Leclerc sideways in the whoops, and he's going to go down. Carter, with almost nowhere to go, runs over him, but stays on 2 wheels. And it's officially hit some sort of other dimension in this race. Seabolt leads Hubbard. Carter back into 3rd. Janice has moved into 4th, with Magnetti now 5th. Whelan's up to 6th. Leclerc back to 7th. And Lang still in 10th as Magnetti lays it down. Whelan is... Where has Bryce Whelan come from, man? He has gone way through the field here. Fighting his way up into 4th now. Leclerc still trying to make a couple more passes here late in this main event. Hopefully tip the scales a little bit more in his favor. They were going perfectly for him just a moment ago, and then he crashed again in the whoops. The whoops have been biting these guys all night long. Time has just expired here in this main event. 2 laps to go for your race leader, Jeremy Seabolt. Jacob Hubbard still in 2nd. Carter runs in 3rd. Whelan now up to 4th. It's Janice right now in 5th. Leclerc in 6th. And Magnetti runs in 7th. Cochran is in 8th. And Lang has now clawed his way up into 9th. And Cochran getting absolutely saucy on that double right there. And did... oh, Whelan just went down. I thought Cochran was on his way to the ground. Still a chance at 8th maybe for Lang. We'll have to see. And, of course, if Carter has some more late falls, Definitely going to help Lang's case. Up the inside, Leclerc goes on Matthias Janis. And that will be for fourth after Bryce Whelan crashed it away. 9 seconds back of Carter. Going the other direction, though, is Leclerc, watching just a couple points now slip away at this point. It's a 2-point difference from third to fourth. So 12 down to 14 with 3 rounds to go, and suddenly we're looking at potentially at least a 2-horse race for this championship, with Haley effectively eliminating himself from contention. Lang is doing everything he can to salvage points, but still going to lose quite a bit, at least on Carter, at least as it runs right now. So we'll have to see how it plays out. White flag is out, though. Seabolt on his way to his second win of the season, if all else holds. And perhaps more crucially, the 24th win of his career. He will now just be 5 wins back of the great Tyson Fresquez, 4-time Supercross champion with 29 career wins. He is the all-time leader in Supercross championships and wins in this game. But Seabolt, one step closer to at least dethroning him on the wins list. Those championships are going to be a long way to go, though. Seabolt with just the one last year. Fresquez, the 2012, 2013, 2016, and 2017 MotoOption Supercross champion, has since retired from the game. And a host of others have taken his spot since then. Leclerc won in 2018, Haley won in 2019, Seabolt won in 2020, and Carter's trying to win in 2021, but that barrel roll off the Davalos bales not going to help his case. I don't know how he stayed on the bike, but he did, and that is going to at least give him a chance to maintain that third place position. And an incredible ride at the end of the night here for Seabolt, who's going to bring it down slowly but surely. In the end, it's all going to play out in his favor, though. And for the 24th time in his career, Jeremy Seabolt is a winner again in MotoOption Supercross. Jacob Hubbard with a very solid ride. He looks like he's going to be stoked with that second-place finish. And barring a disaster, Carter going to round out on the podium and gain points in the championship all the way through. Ballsy to go for the quad there at the end, but he still gets it. And Carter finishes this one up very crazily in third. Leclerc down. Is that going to allow Janis through? Janis, if he gets his rhythm lane clean, he's going to have a shot. Leclerc just getting going before the Supercross triple. He's got to hit the triple clean. If Janis had a better run, he could have launched the finish and made it close, but Leclerc fourth in the end. Janis there in fifth. Magnetti sixth. And Whelan will cross the line in seventh. Lang worked his way all the way up into eighth spot in the end of it. So a nice run there for Lang to at least try to salvage some good points. Definitely a valiant effort in the end. Casey Cochran will end up in the 9th spot. A good ride for him. And Casianetto, didn't talk about him too much, but a good ride here for him to round this one off in 10th. Logan Leitzel in 11th. Daniel Irvine 12th. Sean Klein down here in 13th. 14th for Luke Sullivan. Caleb Hall was the first man to lap down in 15th. But hey, that's a good ride right there because he had to go back. He lost about 30 seconds on the first lap of the race, and to still get some good points there on the end is going to be good for him. Rockefeller 16th. Devin Ryan 17th. Jack Haley unofficially will be scored with an 18th place finish, meaning he will get 22, 21, 28, 5 points for Jack Haley on the night. So only 5 points for Haley. And, of course, Carter going to pick up 21 points. Leclerc picks up 19. And Lang will pick up... Oh, I'm sorry. Leclerc lost a spot on cuts to Janis. He only gets 18 points on the night. But Seabolt confirmed as your winner. Lang confirmed as 8th place. So that is going to be 15 points for Lang. So the updated point standings are as follows. Carter maintains the lead. Leclerc is now minus 15 back of Carter. Lang, who was 20 down, loses 6 points, so he's now minus 26. And Haley, who was 16 down, loses another 16 points here. So he is now minus 32, as it's Carter out front in the championship here. With 3 rounds to go, a 15-point lead on Leclerc, a 26-point lead on Lang, and a 32-point lead on Haley, as Seabolt has his 24th career win here tonight in Atlanta Motor Speedway. All right, well, what a night of racing that was, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining us here live on Start Your Systems. Appreciate it as always. Of course, want to give one big final shout out to R Jerky. That is eatrjerky.com. Use the code SYS20. That's SYS20 for 20% off your order. Get yourself some nice jerky from the Wageman brothers. A couple guys that are always seeming to try to put it in the main events every single week in Monster Energy Supercross, and helps them out to just buy some of their merchandise and put a little bit of extra money in their pocket so they can make it to the races every week. So eatrjerky.com, the code SYS20 for 20% off your order, and we thank them again for coming on board here on the Start Your Systems broadcast of MotoOption Supercross. So round 14 of MotoOption Supercross is in the books, and we'll real quick take a look at our season schedule one last time here tonight, as we are back next week on April 21st again in Atlanta Motor Speedway to wrap up this triple header before we head over to Rice Eccles Stadium for the final 2 rounds of the season. Thank you guys again so much for joining us here at round 14 of MotoOption Supercross. And for myself, Kellen Brower here in the booth, all of us at RaceFactoryGaming.com, and everybody that puts this on every week, we thank you guys for watching round 14 from Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday night once again at Atlanta. Bye-bye for now.